Just to round out the party.
I'm the most perfect druid ever.
I see.
I've come
That's
for
what you're going with, is it?
Come for some alcohol.
Okay, fair enough. Well, you are stubborn, so maybe that's acceptable. And the dwarf thinks he's invisible. So that's all very well. And I do believe the dwarf is...
Am I the only one that can't hear Daswell?
I can hear him perfectly well.
We can all hear him.
That's
That means
worrying.
it's only you.
Can you hear us is the question.
That is a good question.
Can you hear us?
I would say that it's his speaker.
I would
if
say he can't hear us.
I think he's picked up my used hemp rope and plugged his ears.
Good old Discord. He's actually.
I can hear now.
Oh, good. Right.
I can shoot people with a bow and arrow. What are you talking about, non-fighters? Yeah, good, right. Entangle them and shoot them. Yeah, druids are overpowered, always were.
Everyone's got everyone's got a parry of 5, which means you've all got the fighting skill at least at D6 at least. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a parry of 5. So you're all combat capable.
Yeah, the only thing I would say, I think your encumbrance calculation is a bit squiffy.
Oh, it always is. Just uncarry everything. Get rid of it.
Yes, but I don't know why.
Oh yes, I should have pointed that out earlier. I forgot to mention. Your characters may well be over encumbered. You can check that out by going to your inventory tab and looking at your encumbrance. If you got a big black arrow pointing downwards, you are encumbered.
When did this happen? When you click on backpack, everything in the backpack becomes carried.
That's because I've put everything in your backpacks.
Yeah, but it didn't used to do that.
That's because I've sat there and put everything in the backpack. So that's
no, but
fine.
I mean, it didn't used to do that. When you click, if I click backpack at the equip button for a backpack, everything in the backpack also follows being equipped.
No, it's been doing that for years.
I must have never known
it for years.
Oh, brilliant! Good.
That's been since Classic, I would say. So what I'm trying to say is, obviously, anything in your backpack weighs half as much as it does outside. But obviously, you've got a load limit and you've got a total carried. If your total carried is over your load limit, and normally it's going to be things like your armor and weaponry that's going to be weighing you down, you will suffer penalties. But of course, you can always drop your combat backpack at the start of combat. All you would need to do is on the inventory tab is just click on the backpack until there's no icon, and so you suddenly says it's not carried, and then you could literally, as an action, as a free action, you can just drop your backpack at the start of combat, and then obviously you won't have any penalties. Or you can do what I'm sure Paley did earlier, which was just throw away half the equipment she decided she doesn't need. I forgot to mention that at the start. So there we go. Where were we? Oh yes, you were by that really spooky looking tree and about to take the path into the woods as the mist begins to fade and the full moon shines brightly down upon all of you.
So can we run into the graveyard?
You don't need to go. Well, you can go to the graveyard if you want to. You actually move. I've assumed you've moved on down the road towards the path.
I've got a question about this ring of protection I've got on before we carry on. It says it gives me a form of protection. Minor or major? Which one is it?
It's a very good question. Minor.
What's that, armor +2?
Yes, as opposed to toughness +2. Yes.
So if you equip it, it should automatically work.
Yeah.
Yes, but
it hasn't got the effect on. But
yeah. That's I don't. Yeah, these are obviously the archetype 2 pre-generated characters. and obviously, I don't think they've actually been released, which is probably because I've never actually gone through and finished bug checking them. So we can always consider that's what's happening today. Okay, so on the party sheet now, I need to go back to marching order and do 1 times. So I'm going to have it in an interesting cross formation. I think that works rather well. There we go.
It works. Good. Right.
So you head into the woods. So where are you? Yes. Smells of decaying leaves and damp earth dance in perfect harmony upon the crisp autumn air as you swiftly embark upon a dirt trail to the cave trail identified. A full moon brightly illuminates the way, revealing a small babbling brook which intersects the path of travel. A large quantity of pumpkins of various colours, shapes, and sizes adorn the edges of the thoroughfare. There you go.
Hey, on the way back, we can grab one of them there pumpkins, and maybe he can bake us up a pumpkin pie since he's gonna have that pumpkin spice.
Indeed.
Having past experience with things on the side of roads exploding, Darla eyes those pumpkins with a bit of suspicion.
What he's saying? He's saying they might explode.
Anything's possible.
Go ahead.
Can I run over and kick the pumpkin to see if it explodes?
Well, Paley's eyeing them as a potential meal. You know, oh, there's some food. We'll get that on the way back.
Indeed. So,
Darla's grown up with a school of hard knocks. Everything's a threat.
okay, so nice babbling brook. Bright moon shining down. You can see the moonlight reflecting off the babbling brook as it goes. I forgot to put the water effect on this. Quickly, can I do that? All right. Water, put a mask on, and then see how quick I can do it out of interest. Just for the sake of fun. I'm not sure if it worked too well with this map anyway, but we'll give it a shot and see what happens.
Ah, lovely water.
Hello.
I like water for once.
There you go. Tell you what, now the water moves. That's better. So
It almost looks swimmable.
it's only a babbling
There
brook.
wasn't a wash facility at that previous place. May have to have a quick dip and a rinse.
So Darla's volunteering to go first, is she?
It's kind of brutally chilly tonight.
Stick the toe in the water. Check the temperature.
Okie doke. Put Darla up in the water. It's. I mean, it's obviously early evening, and it's autumn, and so it's refreshingly. It's refreshing, I will say, in terms of temperature. Nice babbling brook.
Well, Paley's doesn't like to get her feet wet, so she's gonna go for a running leap right across the brook.
Oh.
What do you need for a roll?
Well, that would be you've got enough. You've got enough for your run up, and then you'll just need to make an athletics check to clear the brook as you run up it. Okay, Paley just runs across and jumps across the brook.
Yeehaw! Hey guys, hurry up! I don't like being out front.
As she lands,
If the halfling can make it.
Go for it. Yeah. As she lands on the other side, can I have notice
If
checks
the
from everyone,
halfling
please?
can make it.
Yeah. Go for it, Darla. Make your athletics check as well.
Okay, I might as well have some funky dice in it.
Now, at the moment, you're going to land. You need a 4, so a 3 means you're going to land splash in the middle of the stream. Now, if you're happy with that, that's absolutely fine. If you want to spend a penny and have another attempt on your athletics roll and not get wet feet, that's entirely up to you.
Yeah, so
And that was my off the back of a notice check, not a athletics check.
Oh, sorry, I didn't notice. Okay, so you don't notice anything. Sorry, I make you have. Make your athletics check. Then I failed my notice check there, evidently.
Roger that.
I made my notice check. I landed and started looking because
I know you
I'm
did.
so front.
Oh, that backpack means you basically land splash there at the moment with wet feet. Okay, but anyway,
Dollar
pay-
enjoys the swim. Still clearly enough food in her system.
It's only sort of mid calf deep, as it were. As anyway, Paley, as you land, you notice the ground on the other all around you seems to be moving. But you got the raise and realise what's actually happening is it's almost as if roots and vines are sprouting out of the ground all around you.
Oh, guys, be careful. Things are squiggling over here.
Where?
Over here. Oh, hell. Maybe I'll jump back.
Okay, Dollar. Okay, we're in. If you haven't already opened your combat tracker, now would be a good time to open your combat tracker as we initiate initiative. And Dollar on the Ace of Clubs is going first.
Guys, there was a pumpkin.
The pumpkins
Right,
seem to be basically you're standing in the stream with wet feet, and at either side of the stream is what you can see right now is basically the ground seems to be moving, vines, and the pumpkins are slowly rising up. They seem to be attached to humanoid figures.
And Paley's over here yelling, "Oh, guys, there's like squiggly things over here. Hurry up!"
I have to admit, I'm quite proud of the tokens for these guys because I basically found I got the D&D monster and then actually stuck pumpkins on them on vines. So there we are. If you zoom right in with the mouse wheel, you can appreciate them.
I'm Dollar's thinking that
Oh, those are nice.
Paley probably needs a bit of backup being on that side all by herself. So if possible, I don't know, but I would move towards Paley, probably drawing her short sword and taking it from there.
Certainly. So, if you notice on your character sheet under the traits point, you'll have a pace under derived stats, under attributes. Because you're carrying a heavy backpack, you can't move as fast as it were. So you've got a pace of 4, which means if basically when you want to move on a map, all you do is click on your token and you can drag it out with the mouse, and it will sort of draw a path, and it will sort of start counting the number of inches you can move. Now, if you want to move more than 4 inches, you can, but then you have to run. And if you notice, there's a 6-sided dice. There's a 6-sided dice next to your pace, and you can either double click on that, or better, down on the left hand side for yours. On mine, I've moved it. There's probably a little button that says run. If you click on that, don't double click it, single click it, it will roll the running dice for you. So you can get to there without any problems at all. You can wade through the water to there, no problem at all. But you've still got 2 more inches of movement if you want to make use of it. And more if you want to run.
And if
sorry, after you.
If I move the remaining 2 to engage the nearest pumpkin blight, am I still able to attack?
Yes, moving is a free action.
And so is drawing a weapon.
Brilliant.
And so is drawing a weapon. Now, unfortunately, however, it doesn't actually stop your ability to attack. But because what's happening is the ground is all writhing and moving, and the vines are trying to slow you down and everything, the ground counts as difficult terrain. So movement outside of the stream is halved. So although you move 1 inch, it costs you 2 inches of movement, but it's still enough to get to the pumpkin. So anyone, possibly the druid, who can ignore difficult terrain isn't affected, but everyone else, this whole area is counted as difficult terrain. But you can move to there, no problem at all. And so then all you want to do is, if you want to attack the pumpkin, there's multiple ways to target the pumpkin, so it's automatic for you. So, and I'll let the players describe it, because how I do it as a GM is probably different. So over to you, Lone Wolf, for the how to target an NPC.
Method 1, pick up your DAC dice and drop it on the token. and it targets and rolls the dice. Method 2, drop the dice onto the combat tracker and it targets and rolls the dice. Method 3, the map has a targeting symbol at the top right hand. When you click it, it puts a targeting symbol on your mouse cursor, and you can click on a character and it will target it. And I believe you can hold the control key down and click it and it will target as well. So pick one.
So that
There's
you'll take
multiple
control
choices.
click what you want to hit, and it will target it.
The
as well.
easy one
Yeah.
is pick up your attack dice and drop it on the white. Pick the token you want, like Pumpkin Vine Blight, and when you can see the name lit up on it, just drop your dice directly on it, and it does everything.
Yeah, but Dara's done it.
that-
You targeted now, so yeah, I can see.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've got the targeting fine. That's absolutely fine. It's obviously, as a GM, I have different ways to do it than the players see it, which is why I always get the players to tell other players how to do it, because I don't know. I never get to play. Okay, you have successfully targeted Pumpkin Vine Blight. So all you need to do now is on the combat tab, don't use the skills tab. That's the important thing. Because of some extensions that the software uses, I've put into the software. That's why you have to use the combat tab. On the combat, so on the combat tab, I've noticed you've got 2 attacks. You've obviously got your D4 for when you throw your sword, and then underneath that, you've got your D6 when you use it for melee. So in this case, you're going to be click on the combat tab. You're going to double click on the D6 to attack with your short sword rather than throwing your short sword. Oh my word! Look at that. Oh, that was your damage.
2 explosions there, right?
Yeah, but that was your damage.
You got to roll the attack first.
The attack is on the
Okay, now the
raise with that.
Forgive me, is
too.
this single click all the way?
Roll another D6. Just pick up the D6 and roll it in there.
And I'll explain what's happening afterwards. Yeah, go for it. Okay, so basically what happened there is you attacked the pump. Just to explain it all, when you made your attack roll, as you saw it, you rolled a 6 and it exploded again. But basically, the pumpkins, when I can find their stats, the pumpkin has a parry of 5. So when you rolled your D6, you needed a 5 or better to hit it. You rolled an 11 on your 6-sided dice. Okay, so that means, but you were encumbered, so it got a -2 on it. But you needed a 5 to hit it and a 9 to do a really good hit, which is called a hit with a raise, which is what you got. So ironically, you would actually got to roll an extra dice when you did the damage, but because you rolled the damage first, it didn't know about it, which is why they told you to roll an extra dice afterwards. So the net result is you did a total of 20 points of damage to that pumpkin with your short sword, which isn't bad when you rolled, considering you rolled a 2d6 and did 20 points of damage.
And you were wading through cold water to get there.
Indeed. So basically speaking, you slash that short sword into the pumpkin blight, and it just goes down.
And Paley looks at Darla and goes, "Boy, I'm so glad not having any class doesn't mean you don't have any skill."
And the final the only other thing you need to do is when you finished your actions, you need to end your turn. And again, I will rely on some helpful player to tell you how you end your turn, because I certainly can't remember how to do that as a player.
Yeah, so combat tracker, in the bottom half of the combat tracker, there's a little down arrow. You click on that, and it advances to the next player. It only appears when it's your go.
Now I will happily click it for you, but just
Right.
And if
done.
That's it.
And if it's more convenient, you can drag that button to your toolbar down the bottom of the screen, and it's there as a button.
Oh yes, I forgot to mention the toolbar when we were testing stuff yesterday. You can you can drag your attacks and damage down to the toolbar. The toolbar down the bottom. Those numbered 1 to 12, and they will correspond with function keys. You've got quite a few, because if you hold down Control, you get a different set. If you hold down Shift, you get a different set. If you hold down Alt, you get a different set. And then you've got a combination of all of them. So I think you've got 48 would be 60, haven't you? I think you've got 60 shortcuts you can actually set up.
It's like 12
But anyway.
times so it's a few.
It is a few, right? This pumpkin starts shambling down the road at its full speed. Oh, look at that. Awesome, wasn't it? It was just awesome in the speed it made as it came down. But this one is going to get to there, and it's got to reach. They've got to reach with 2, so it is just in range of Darla. Okay, so basically, this pumpkin shambles towards you, Darla. This one here, and it basically reaches out with tendrils that literally swoop out and attack at you. And it looks like they might actually hit you twice. Oh dear.
That's
Okay.
again. That's so many drinks.
Okay. Can I kill the player on his very first game? That's the question. On the very first attack of the very first game. It's looking that way. Good job we've got a cleric.
Now, something you have an option of here is that you can soak that damage by spending, or try to soak it by spending a Benny. And then every 4 you roll takes off one of those wounds. You do that either, you see the blood spots on the tracker? You can either pick up your Benny and drop it on the blood spot, or you can drop the token in the chat window and then roll vigor.
Or there's the third option, which I think is sometimes the easiest, is if you press the control key, 2 soak buttons appear next to the damage, and you can just click on one of those. The other 2 have perfectly fine. Now, I should say what's happened, if you look on the tracker there, what you can see is you've been hit twice, and what it shows you is the first attack will shake you, which is a condition, which means you're a bit shook up, but it doesn't have any long-term effects, but you might not recover next turn. But the number in the blood thing is how many wounds you've taken.
Nice.
That's. Did you just buy some dice?
I know, I've had the dice. I bought the dice as soon as they came out.
Fair enough.
Bought the whole lot. Yeah, I'm having them all. Yeah.
Did you buy all of them or just one set?
No, I bought the whole lot. Yeah.
I've only bought one set so far.
People are over there whining about the players having to actually buy their own dice, and my God, $5 whole is.
And then people moaning about that can just do one, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah.
And those people moaning about that loudest, what do you want to bet? They're the ones with the 3-pound bag of dice at home.
Well, this is it. So anyway, what I'm saying. So the first attack hits you and did 1 point of damage to you. Okay, which you and then
soaked.
Okay, that's fine. I'll explain. And then the second attack hit you and did 3 wounds to you. Now, as what they call a wild card, a player character, you can take a total of 3 wounds, and then any additional wounds after that incapacitate you. You're down. You're not necessarily dead, but you're down and out of the fight. So what's happening here is what the current situation is. You've soaked one of the 3 wounds that was done on you, which is a sensible thing to do. So what's going to happen is you're not going to be out of the fight, but you're going to be very badly beaten up. However, if you want to spend another Benny and try again and get better, you can. Or what you could do is accept that you got a 5 on that soak roll and negated 1 wound from the 3 wounds, and now try and spend another one to try and negate the other attack completely, if that makes sense. Each wound will give you a penalty to your dice rolls after you take the damage, but you haven't taken it yet. This is the sort of the idea of the cinematic bit where it looks like you bang to rights and you suddenly just backflip out of the way or duck at the last second.
Nobody backflips out of the way of an attack.
So what I'm saying is you got yeah.
That was terrible.
Unfortunately, you've done the worst thing you could possibly. Yeah, you've done the worst thing ever. If you roll snake eyes, it's called a critical failure. That means you cannot re-roll anymore, and the GM, except in assault row, it's bad enough on its own. The GM gets to do something malicious to you. But in this case, what it means is this pumpkin pummels you. So you step forward to protect Paley. You cut down at one of the pumpkins, and then before you know it, you're just hit full in the face by 2 very large pumpkins, at the end of tendrils, and basically it nearly knocks you flying. But you're in a very battered way, and you're not feeling too great right now, I'm afraid to say.
You still thinking you want to try pumpkin spice there, Darla?
I
Right.
knew there was something wrong with those pumpkins.
Okie dokie. So, I'm going to what I'm going to do here is I am going to have a slight change because this pumpkin's right next to two of you. So what I'm going to have is this pumpkin is going to target. Whoops, no, this pumpkin is going to target you two and make an attempt. Basically, this one just suddenly tendril roots come flying out of the ground and start wrapping themselves around Kira and Brokar. However, you both basically avoid the attempt to entangle you with ease. This one's going to move down to here. Try the same thing, but this time it's going to try and do it on Brokar. Clear the targeting because I don't know what's going on there. It's going to try it on Brokar and yeah. Thariel. +2 bonus because it's using its tentacles. Ooh, this
Yeah.
looks bad. Okay, here we go. Let's see what happens here. Doesn't tell me who I should have done. I'll know next time to do them one at a time. So, I'm going to say that from the look of this, Kira is bound up and Brokar is entangled. That's the fairest way to do that, I'm going to say.
Oh no!
Oh, actually.
Oh, not the cleric when we need the cleric. Don't tie the cleric down.
The cleric is entangled. And Kira is bound by the trapping vines. Okay. Just clicked the wrong thing there. So that's that. Okay, Brokar, you're up.
All right, so Brokar struggles against the vines. What does he need to do to break the entanglement?
Strength or athletics? Strength at -2 or just straightforward athletics roll. The only other thing I would point out from your perspective is with regards, I mean, I know you might want to get out of things, but just for the record, as a cleric, you can channel energy. Oh, bleeding out from Fariel. Yes, I certainly will. It should have said that should have been it should have been bound, not bleeding out.
No, just different thing altogether. I clicked when you said about a control click, I clicked the ink button and it started to make me. Was it for real that got bound? Or wasn't it?
Yeah, it was for you got bound, the cleric got entangled.
Yep, and
So
I
just
see
from-
the channel energy to cast at range, so that makes sense.
Just pointing that one out, as a cleric, you don't have to touch people because that's the clerical ability. They can channel energy, so you can heal at range. But anyway, it would be strength for athletics to break free.
Yeah, so it wasn't.
count
Yeah,
as
sorry,
action.
Kevin. It wasn't me. It was Kira and Brokar that got entangled. Fariel didn't.
No, they didn't get entangled. Then the second attack was on you and Fariel, so you did get bound. Sorry. I might not have said your name, but I did beat.
Okay. Well, right. So he attacked. So he attacked 3 different targets. One blight thing, did he?
2 blights.
Ah, okay. Right. Must have missed that.
Oh,
So
sorry.
with-
You are right. Yeah, you are right. I entangled the barbarian. I apologise. I targeted the wrong person, and therefore I have to stick by it. Sorry. Back to you, Brokar.
All right, so Brokar, having been educated on the channel energy, will cast the healing spell on Darla at range.
Okay. That's fine. Yeah, the only reason I want to point it out is because obviously channeling and healing people is an action, and obviously trying to break free is an action. So therefore,
Understood. The
Yeah.
multi-action penalty.
Yeah.
Question: are there attacks of opportunity with Savage Pathfinder?
Not as such, only the standard ones. In that, if you've been engaged in combat and then you move away, you will get the opponent will get a free attack upon you.
Okay.
But if you move through enemy attack zones, they don't get a free attack on you. They may act if they're on hold. They may attack, interrupt you and attack you, but it's not an attack of opportunity as such. If that makes sense. Oh, look at that lovely healing roll. Okay, that's 1 wound back off Darla. Cost you 3 power points. That's 1 wound off Darla.
Darla is eternally grateful.
Yeah, waves of warm healing energy wash over you, and some of the pain goes away.
Well, Paley's going to multi-action.
Okay.
And targeting myself and Darla, I'm going to cast protection.
Okay.
That gives us. I'm supposed to be able to do this myself, aren't I?
You are supposed to, yeah.
Okay, well, let me try this here. I got Darla and me, right?
Yeah. That's it. I
got to put one on Darla.
Yeah. In theory, you should be able to just click the little icon and it should apply to anyone you've targeted.
Oh, okay. Well, and then I'm going to remember to clear the damn target so I don't accidentally hit us. And on my second action, I'm going to just, after doing that, I'm going to turn around and just throw a bolt at the guy getting close.
Okey-dokey.
That's
the one. The new dice do seem to roll better than the old dice. I'm sure of it.
Yeah, they do. It's much better.
I'm going to penny that damage. Damn it.
They've got slightly more rounded edges, so they roll more.
Yeah, they just look better, don't they? And they're slightly bigger.
They do.
Yes, that's better.
Oh my word!
That's pretty good. I think you should take the first one, Jelsa. Don't have the the 26. Take the 6.
I told you the new dice are magic dice, and they are ever so much better.
And he fires a magic missile at the pumpkin blight, and just basically it explodes, showering bits of pumpkin everywhere.
Healing of wounds is done automatically, but PowerPoints aren't, are they?
Yeah, PowerPoints are manual.
Oh, PowerPoints.
No automation.
And then I'm going to stand here and say, "I'll protect you, Darla."
So it's 3 PowerPoints for casting healing off the top of my head.
Yep. But the actual healing was automatically accounted for?
No, as Mr. GM just took a wound off.
Gotcha. Is it always manual, or did I do something incorrectly?
No, it's not. You did nothing wrong. It's all manual.
Got it.
Because you can soak wounds and stuff. If it was automated, it would just cause extra hassle, wouldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, it's the flexibility of the flexibility of the Savage Worlds, the flexibility of the Savage Worlds rules does make automation a lot trickier than it does for 5e and stuff like that, if that makes sense. Because without hit points and the fact that when you cast a spell, you can do whatever you like to it, modifiers left, right, and center. It's all manual, I'm afraid. But anyway, in the meantime, what I'm going to have happen is this pumpkin over here is going to come forwards and get very upset that you get very upset with you, Paley, and literally just tries to grapple you with its roots and pin you down. But Paley the halfling's not having any of it.
Hey, I jumped that stream in a single leap. I'm so proud of myself. I'm still feeling energized, dancing around here.
Go halfling.
Okay, Thariel, you're up. Talking, you're on mute. If you've gone for a coffee, I'll put you on hold.
Who's on?
You are.
Oh, I thought you said Dariel.
Thariel.
I thought you said Dariel. I'm like, who's Dariel?
Exactly.
No, I'm not on hold.
No Dariel.
Yeah, okay. I think that was what was confusing me. Right.
You should have heard the ping. Did I not turn on ping on that action?
I didn't hear a ping. No.
One ping only, Mr. Shelley.
Okay, ping on your turn is now activated.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Right, so I'm gonna shoot. I'm gonna multi-action shoot this blight coming towards me. First, and kill him first. He's gonna die in one hit.
No, he ain't.
Yeah, just because I missed doesn't mean I'm not gonna kill him. Yeah.
That's the hit. You didn't get the raise because of your multi-action, but that's a wound. Are you happy with a wound?
Well, does a wound kill them? They're not wild cards, are they?
They're not wild cards, no.
I'm happy with a wound then. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
yeah.
didn't have 26 to kill it, but
Savage
it was
Worlds
trying
is
to kill
metagaming,
Donald.
yeah. And then I'm going to shoot the other one over there, Pumpkin Blind, whatever, 3 with my second arrow.
Okay. With your second arrow. Oh, it worked. Look at that. Blowing on the dice worked.
Of course it does.
Hit with a raise.
No one believes me.
That's ridiculous. Okay. Down goes another pumpkin blight. Yeah. And that brings us to the bound barbarian. Oh, hang on. Yes, you are bound because that's the one that bound you.
Multi-action to break the bindings, and then rip it, and tear its head off and stick up bits of this.
Strength at -2 or athletics to break free.
I'm a barbarian. Actually, what are you saying? We've only got all you need is one barbarian and a bunch of spellcasters. Game over for all the baddies.
So we're rolling strength -2, are we not?
It's your choice: strength -2 or straight athletics.
Right. Let's see if them. Oh my god!
They killed Kenny.
Okay, that's it. So you're not doing much.
So the barbarian loses at the plot, starts growling.
And now he's entangled and bound, yeah.
And then pulls a muscle. I'm posing for my painting. Leave me alone.
Okay, right. Last of the pumpkin blights just ambles forwards. That's all it's going to be able to do because they don't move very fast. They're meant to be meant to see them coming.
Is this the Halloween theme, is it?
No, I don't know what you mean. No idea what you're talking about.
It is the Halloween theme. Okay, I haven't seen it before. Yeah.
Yes, it's a very old theme. It's a very old theme, and it was made for Fantasy Grounds Classic. So I literally basically just took the bits I needed to make it work with Savage Worlds Pathfinder, and that was it. So I've done very little to it. I've just it is literally just taking the frames. There's some other stuff, and I just threw it out because it didn't work too well. Okie dokies.
I'm going to do this right now. I was just looking at the Advances tab on Paley, and it said she should have 2 spells she doesn't have, so I'm going to take care of that.
Oh, yes, certainly. That's a terrible bug. Sorry about that.
That's fine. I got it.
Dispel and stun, yes, very useful. That's the problem with.
Oh.
I'll have to check them. I've obviously made mistakes, and the mistakes I've made a few. Okay.
Start singing.
Okay. Now, don't forget, guys. Looking at the initiative hand there. If you don't like your position in the combat tracker, you can just drop a penny on your card and possibly get a better one. It's not guaranteed. You don't need to tell me you're doing it. Unless, of course, you jump above where we currently are on the combat tracker.
Unless you jump from a 2 of clubs to a King of Hearts and beat everybody.
Indeed. So Paley goes from being almost last in the round.
And she's going to go.
Actually, 2 clubs is last in the
round.
round.
These are big uglies. And she's going to bolt the one closest to her.
Okie doke. That's a hit.
There you go, Jiminy Ariel.
That shakes it.
And then she's going to duck around to this side of Darla and go, okay, I got them on their feet. You beat them up.
Okay, that brings us to this pumpkin blind who's just going to move 2 inches towards the party. And that gets us to
Me.
Jiminy Ariel.
Yeah, that'll do.
Jiminy the Elven Druid.
Yep, exactly.
The picture.
I've noticed a naming convention when it comes to your characters.
I don't know why. You've noticed the Himinis and the Jiminis, have you? I'm gonna go. What am I gonna do? Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. That's a powerful spell. I can cast a spell I can multi-action as a spells, can't I? Yes, right.
Yes, you can multi-action, and you can multi-action the same spell 3 times if you want to. Just makes it harder to cast because you're trying to do it faster.
Ah, yeah.
There is a really nice modifier in the Fantasy Companion. For an extra 2 power points, you can cast a spell as a limited free action, which I think is really nice. Not in Savage Pathfinder.
Well, that didn't work, so the spell didn't work, and then I'm going to shoot the geezer.
Shoot the geezer.
Oh,
that's a shame, because if you'd put it down, you would have freed the barbarian from his bondage. Her bondage, I should say.
Oh, we're shaken anyway.
He's shaken. Okay. And I shall give you a penny for your dedication in spending your very last penny just to try and save another party member. Okay, Pumpkin Vine has initiative. It is going to stay put where it is at range and yet again attempt to entangle the halfling. Hang on, why did that do Darla? Oh, it's Darla, sorry.
The halfling ducks around me because, hey, I did my part. It's her turn.
Poor Darla. She's basically with wounds and encumbered. She doesn't stand much chance. So I'm afraid to say, basically, this pumpkin's just basically got hold of your vines have come out of the ground. It's grabbed hold of your ankles, and you can feel it's getting ready to start pulling you towards it. I'm afraid to say, and I've just entangled it rather than Donna. We do not have a thief, so the fact that it's vulnerable doesn't help. Okay, the barbarian has gone mad. The barbarian is raging. Kira? He's talking and he's forgetting to press to talk.
So yes, absolutely raging in silence. As he multi-actions and tries to rip free. And fails. As a multi-action, he tries to rip free.
Are you going to Betty the mode? Are you going to Betty, or as your second action attempt to break free?
I think what we'll do is we'll get rid of that, and we'll chuck a Benny on the strength roll to see what happens.
There you go. Okay, you tear yourself free of some of the bondage bound that you didn't get the raise, so you are now entangled, but at least it means you can act rather than being completely bound up with your arms by your side and everything.
We will first of all, we've got to do this because we're raged. And then we will throw the javelin
Yep,
at this guy here.
you might. That's a hit. Obviously, having grabbed hold of you, it's harder to dodge. And you incapacitate it, and down it goes.
So the damage is at +4. So I've already factored in. So
Yep.
I then so the javelin passes through the creature and then it bounces, comes back, and I catch it.
Oh, you got a returning magical javelin.
You got a bouncy javelin. Show off.
Yes.
Okay, I'm afraid to say, darling, you're in a bad way. You're beat up, you're entangled, and unfortunately, you're shaken. Which
Slightly hungover.
So what's happened is basically because you're shaken, all you can do is perform 3 actions, which means you can shout and curse a lot, or you can choose to spend a Benny to unshake, which it means you guarantee to unshake. However, then it's up to you what you do after that. But in your current mangled, battered state,
in the Benny.
Yep, just drop it in the chat. It's not a problem.
No.
Or if you want to be really accurate, what you can do is it's fine. I shall remove the shaken. So now you can act. Now, everyone's been doing it, so we should explain multi-actions. Although, I'll be honest, when you're entangled, which is a -2 in your dice rolls, and you're wounded, which is an additional -2 in your dice rolls, the last thing you really want to do is put more negatives on your dice rolls for multi-actions. But to explain it anyway, you can take up to 3 actions a round. A single action has no penalties normally. 2 actions means both of them are done at -2, and 3 actions means both of them are done at -4. So that's what when people are saying they're doing multi-actions. And there's a little button above run where it says 1 action. If you click on that, it will change it to 2 actions or 3 actions. So that's how you sort of set it up to doing multi-actions. From your perspective at the moment, though, you're being dragged towards this pumpkin. So it's up to you what you want to do now.
Tries to sever these tendrils and become unencumbered or unentangled. Is that a thing?
Certainly is.
Or is that... Yeah.
The tentacles are grasping roots and vines. Severing a tentacle is a cold shot. If you damage the creature's toughness, you sever the vines, and it's shaken. So so basically, all you need to do is you want to target. Hang on. Yeah, you want to target the pumpkin. It's this one here that's got you.
Light to rise.
Yep. So target that, and then make an attack roll on it. Now, there are things you can do to improve your odds. There's something known as the wild attack, which basically means you basically go all out on the attack at the expense of leaving yourself a bit more vulnerable to counterattacks. It makes you vulnerable, which means you're easier to hit and easier to hurt. There's also something called desperate attack, which you can you can either do give yourself a +2 bonus to attack or a +4 bonus to attack, but it means you have to remove that same bonus off the damage, as it were. But in this situation, I would say wild attack is probably a sensible thing to go for. It gives you +2 to a hit. Is it +2 or +1, guys? I can never remember.
Well, wild attack. Wild attack's +2 to damage, +2 to hit.
+2 to hit, +2 to damage at the expense of your vulnerable.
Unless you're me, in which case it's +2 to hit and then +4 to damage because I've got a powerful below edge.
Yeah.
Okay, so and is this going to involve me getting into the middle of the 3 other pumpkins if I do take out blight number 2?
You can't reach the pumpkin. All you're trying to do here is cut yourself free, if that makes sense.
Right. Gotcha. Slashes rapidly at the vines at the feet, etc. Okay, let's do that.
Okay, it's not letting me target it for you. So anyway, let's make you. I'll say you're wildly attacking at it. So go for it. Make an attack roll.
Right, and that is going to be tab. That one is.
Yep. You got a 6. It's looking promising. Okay. One out. You're entangled. You've got 2 wounds. You're encumbered. I'm going to say you would have dropped your. But I'm going to be nice and say, look, just drop your backpack.
I dropped the backpack.
We'll pretend you dropped your backpack, which makes that a hit, because then that's a 5, which is all you needed. Where is the pumpkin you're targeting? Going funny with my combat tracker. I'm not sure what it is. Stack pumpkin. That was an attack roll of 7, which is a hit. There we go. And roll the damage.
Is it a double click or a single click?
Double click
Okay.
to roll the dice.
Yes, it might be worth pointing out that the short sword can be thrown.
It can be thrown, yes,
And
but given that,
yeah, I was going to say it can be thrown, and it does take the wild attack bonus whilst being thrown.
he's got a D6 in melee and a D4 in throwing.
Yeah.
So, okay, so what actually happens there is you cut yourself free. You sever the tentacles the tendrils all around you, and this creature over here cries out in pain. So you basically cut yourself free, and
Pumpkins.
indeed, and obviously, as you haven't moved yet, and moving is a free action, you can now move if you wish to, or you don't have to. It's up to you.
It wouldn't serve to take cover behind the halfling, would it? But I kind of want to pull a bit of a flanking maneuver in the hopes that the barbarian, the cleric, and the gymney are going to come sweeping across the little stream at some stage.
You'd hope so, wouldn't you?
That's the movement up to 4, is it? Yeah.
If you've dropped, you should. Yes, because you've injured. Yes, because you're injured now, of course. Injuries slow you down as well. You'd have been movement too if you hadn't dropped your backpack.
Let's go 3 over there.
Okay.
Boom, boom, boom.
No problem at all. You run to over there, and then you hit the end turn.
End turn.
Okay.
Rightio.
This pumpkin blight's going to make its massive maneuver towards you. This one's going to come over to there. This one's going to move down to there, trying to basically, obviously, the two characters across the river are getting hemmed in. None of them are in range yet, fortunately, and that gets us to Brokar the cleric.
All right, couple questions. Is he still entangled?
He is not. Thank you for reminding me.
And with a crossbow, is that an action to bring that up and load it?
Readying a weapon is a free action. Let's have a look at the crossbow. Reload 1. So basically, what happens there is you can fire the crossbow and reload it and fire it again next turn without penalties. Likewise, though, what you can do if you take 3 actions, you can fire, reload, and fire in a round. So you can fire the crossbow twice, but it counts as 3 actions.
Got it. Yep, it does. I am just going to fire it once, so I'm going to pull up the crossbow, level it at the shaken vine blight, and hope to bring him down.
Okay.
Yeah, it is an action to reload it, so you're going to have to multi-action if you want to reload it and fire it. I
thought you could reload it for free. Good point. Don't worry. I'll check it in a minute. I was wrong for this round. Next round, from then on, yes. But for this round, I'll let you off because I told you wrong, and therefore.
Okay, so normally it would take a round to load it.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it would take an action to load it, so you can load it and fire it in the same round.
Understood.
Yeah. But if it was a bow, you could just have at it 3 attacks.
All right, he catches it in the shoulder, and I am happy with the result.
That's
There is
absolutely fine. Sorry, I was checking the rules.
I was going to say there is an edge you can pick up that reduces the reload by 1.
Mm,
I'm
yeah.
sure. In which case, it becomes a machine gun in the hands of the dwarf because he's like, fucking have it.
Okay. Are you moving, Brokar?
Actually, I am. Yes, thank you.
Go for it. As I say, it's only difficult terrain once you're across the stream, so you're okay from this side.
Okay, and I'm just confirming his movement.
Should be 5. He's a dwarf, unless he's encumbered, of course, which he isn't because he's a dwarf. So basically, Brokar strides purposefully across the stream. A slight water wake as he purposely sprints across the stream because they're very dangerous over short distances.
Welcome to this side of the river.
It has to be said, this side of the river, the earth is undulating all over the place. Anyway, Kira, you're up.
Time to be super stupid, I think. Go there. Because I've got your wild attack. Yeah, so move to there.
Okay. Any movement after that is difficult terrain.
And then what I'll do is I'll multi attack and I'll throw the javelin.
Hey, dokie.
Pumpkin kebabs.
Flat view.
Oh, yeah, good job. It wasn't a critical.
Yeah, no. I toyed with the idea of doing that, and I thought it's going to stab something. Right. So, second attack.
You throw the javelin, it fails to hit anything, but it reappears in your hand moments later.
What's happening? Okay, that's a hit with a Benny.
Hold on, returning javelin. Nice.
Oh, it wounds it.
It does indeed. I'm glad for that. This fight's going on longer than I hoped. I was expecting you to be blasting spells left, right, and centre and just dealing chaos and carnage everywhere. But that's okay. That brings us. Oops, I just zoomed in too far by mistake there. Let's try that again. That brings us to the top of the round. And the pumpkin is going first. I feel like I'm just picking on the new guy too much here. It's not fair. It's just unfair. I'm going to. I don't have to now. There's new people to pick on instead. Ha ha. And
No, pick on the new guy. He doesn't mind.
Actually, you're both just out of range. Jiminy, you're up.
Okay, I'm going to move forward.
Okay.
I think Brokar's got that blight bod sorted out.
Yep.
Okay.
I feel pretty good about it till I don't.
No, I'm gonna.
Right.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot this one here. Might as well.
Okay.
Kira.
That's a hit.
Oh, that's terrible. That's better.
Much better. Okay, that's the end of that one, I suspect.
And then I will start wading across the water.
No problem at all. And then I'll let you end your turn.
And then I'll end my turn.
Because I know what you're like if I do it for you. Paley, you're up.
Village going, well, you guys are handling this pretty well, but she's going to step over here next to.
If you want to see the GM view, you got to go to Savage Doswalk on the
Up, sister.
3-minute Twitch TV.
Oh, look at that.
Savage_Doswalk DOSWLK.
That's a hit with a raise.
Yeah, that's a nice little raise.
Another powerful magical bolt flies forth.
It didn't do the raise. Damn, I'm gonna Benny that one time.
You did do the raised damage. You did 3 dice.
Yeah, I did. Okay. I'm really
Don't forget
wide
to turn
awake.
it on manually. Don't
Yeah,
forget to turn on the. Yeah.
I did. I
Go
don't
for it.
lose my raises. Yeah, that ain't happening this time. Oops, that one fizzled.
Hey, that was you. That was you casting spell, not re-rolling damage. That was you just rolling.
Oh, oh, sorry.
All right, so Brokar is going. Sorry.
It's okay, don't worry. It's just it was a misroll.
Well, it was enough to shake it.
Yeah, Brokar, over to you.
Yep. He's going to say a quick prayer to his god and hope that his warhammer is sufficiently blessed to cave in the pumpkin's meaty head.
I'm sure it will be, but go for it. What I really liked was the way the dice flared just at the end as it came up here. That was quite nice. You shake it. Unless you want to re-roll the damage.
I actually do.
Go for it then.
And that was a mistake, but we'll keep it at that.
Yeah, it's still shaken, which means you can obviously move away without penalty unless it unshakes before you. Okay, Pumpkin Blight number 9 is up and
Shaken.
shaken, but it didn't roll. Do you know what? I'm going to just leave it at that because that was my mistake to apply the shaken before the end of turn, and therefore he is shaken. Darla, you are up.
No, if I'm not mistaken, I'm down by 2 somethings.
2 wounds.
2 wounds. Now, is that going to make throwing a sword at that blight number 7 difficult? Or
You're going
should
to have
I,
a minus. You're going to have a -2 penalty on your rolls.
which is a D4, right? Which is going to
Yes.
absolutely stink. Okay.
But you can
Well,
wild
I'll give-
attack. It's
But you can wild
Pathfinder.
attack. Yeah, you can wild attack, or you could just
Right.
bolt it, which will cost you power points. But for you'll get to roll a D8 on a bolt. So even with
let's
a
do that.
-2, yeah.
Right. Instructions. Where do I do that?
Well,
On your
what-
powers, on your powers tab, you've got all
Right.
your
Do I need to
spells.
target
Haley's
that
been rolling.
DC first?
Yes, you do.
Target. Do I just click on it to target or drag myself to it to target?
On it.
Again, you can drop the spell dice onto the token.
So if you just
and
want to
it'll-
bolt it, just pick up the bolt dice. Don't double click them. Literally drag and click them, if that makes sense. So they end up in your hand and then drop them on top. That's the easiest way to do it most of the time.
Gotcha.
That's a hit with a raise. Nicely
Bolts
done.
are nice.
Yep. And now just roll the damage dice on the right hand side. That's a wound. And the only
Wound
thing
on
you need to
pumpkin face.
Yep. The only thing you need to do is reduce your magic by 1 power point because bolt costs you 1 power point.
At the
Gotcha.
top
Control
next to where
scroll down. Got it.
Yep. So for 1 power point, you just stand there. You're just very angry, and you just finally give up with this sword thing and just show Paley she's not the only one who can chuck spells around and just.
This is what I bought my education for.
Exactly. And the pumpkin explodes, showering the area. Okie dokie. And then you can obviously still move if you want to. You've got a pace of 4 at the moment due to injuries, or you can just end your turn if you just want to sort of stay put where you are.
Let the hangover cool off a little bit now that we're out of the woods, I hope. And end of turn.
Okay. Kira the Barbarian, who is still raging.
One's there. Moves there.
Move to there. Sorry, I apologise.
And stab because he's raging.
That's a hit.
It's a hit.
And that's that. Ha-ha!
Repeatedly stab it. Right. So, shall we stab the Broderick? He's nearest.
Right, now what you got to do is calm down, haven't you?
No.
Meanwhile,
Okay.
Haley
No.
goes and picks through the remains of one of these, going, we can collect these seeds on the way back. They're really nice, roasted and salted.
Rage. Okay, so after 5 rounds, you take a level of fatigue, but you're okay. So when raging, you gain the following abilities. As a limited free action, you may rage voluntarily. If you're shaken, you must make a smarts roll. Rage lasts 5 rounds afterwards. Can you not
No, 'cause it's
voluntarily
Pathfinder.
stop raging? Oh, you
I think it's
just
Pathfinder.
automatically. Yeah, you can't stop raging. Yeah, it's Pathfinder, isn't it?
No, I think you can. You can automatically stop raging. I don't know. See, we're
Oh
so
yes, I
used
see
to.
what you mean. Yes, yeah. We're so
we're
used to Berserk, aren't we?
Yeah, so Berserk Edge, which Rage replaces, and obviously,
Yeah.
if you in the original rule set, you couldn't stop, and everybody did go, "Sun's going down, take it easy, sun's going down."
Okay, so that's absolutely fine then. So you can stop because you can stop raging at any time you like. So you're absolutely fine, and everything seems quiet apart from the fact that Darla's half dead.
So
And mushing leftover pumpkin and paste into the ground.
You have options. Do you have a healing potion on you?
Well, can
Well, we've got-
Brokar do a healing check? Is that a mechanic in Pathfinder?
You can do magical healing any number of times on wounds. You can make a healing skill, but that doesn't require power points, but takes 10 minutes, and you can only do that once per wound, as it were.
And yeah,
Or
but
you
then
can be a
Darla's been wounded twice.
everyone can have a go at it as well, can't they?
Yes, Darla's technically been wounded twice, so non-magical healing would take 20 minutes to heal both of trying to heal both of Darla's wounds non-magically. Or Broco, what you can do is by just spending some, you can just spend more power points just to heal her magically, and it will always work, but it costs you power points.
Yeah. Are
Has
we
the ground
concerned about?
stopped moving?
Are we concerned about spending the time?
Well, we'd like to get to the cave, collect this crystal, and get back while it's still light enough to get some of these pumpkin seeds. 'Cause it's
Okay,
gonna take like
I
5 hours.
will cast the magical healing then.
Do not forget, of course, you can always spend a penny and to get 5 power points back.
Understood.
We
Or
have no
spend a penny
energy
to
out
pass
there.
the check.
Yep.
Or you could just do a proper barbarian thing, grit your teeth, bear it, and walk it off.
Okay, so basically Brokar comes over and heals your wounds, Darla, leaving you feeling like you've never been
Darla
beaten.
is absolutely tickled by this and is enjoying the benefit of the hangover clearing as well.
Indeed. Right. I have to be honest. As I say, this is an adventure I found on GM's Guild and modified. This has got to be the squarest cave I've ever seen. But anyway. You continue on through the woods, and eventually you reach the cave. Put you in the cave entrance.
Ooh.
You enter the very square cave.
Yes, very obviously very natural cave, not been carved out at all.
Well, actually, given it's a mine, I mean, the cave has been mined for pumpkin spice, so that's possibly why it's so naturally shaped now. A dimly lit area greets your group as you enter this musty cave. Torches and a few odd-looking jack-o'-lanterns project flickering lights upon fungi and irregular rocky facade. From the left passage, mining instruments striking stone are audibly heard, whereas from the right, deep guttural snores.
So this place is occupied. We've got miners and sleepers. I'm pretty attracted to the fungi.
I think you did very well on that last fight, so I think I'm going to give everyone a penny.
Yeah, I thought the mushrooms looked dangerous. I was going to run over and poke them to see if I was right. So
Okay. I'm
there,
afraid. Unfortunately, I need you to make a notice check when you get to there, Kira.
notice check.
Notice check.
But I'm just looking at the pretty mushrooms.
Okay, as you know, you realise that as just as you got into there, and that's why the movement stopped. I didn't stop it. Is you suddenly realised that as you moved across that part of the cave floor, you heard you thought you heard something move, and you heard a definitely faint but audible click.
Oh shit!
Make an evasion roll as a rock fall occurs right above you.
Rock falls. Evasion at -2.
Agility check at -2. Unfortunately, Jiminy's also caught by the trap you've triggered. So I need Jiminy to make an evasion check as well. Agility at -2 as the barbarian trips the trap.
Or /roll evasion.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
I just-
Jiminy avoids it, but Kira
I
doesn't.
just dance around. I just had a little dance with the rocks there. Yeah.
I'm going to roll just to see if he really needs.
I'm going to roll out the way, and I'm going to break dance around the room to get to the mushrooms that I wanted to ding to poke to see if they're dangerous, and then break dance back to where I was.
Okay. Check and see if those mushrooms are edible. We could take some back and they could cook them for us.
Let's just leave the food for now, and I can tell you if they're edible later. I'm an expert on these things.
Okay. Right. Well, you have triggered the trap. It doesn't reset, so that's fine. There's now a pile of when the dust and rock carnage clears. Everyone seems okay.
What was there a snort? Did you say snorting sounds for the right-hand tunnel?
Snoring.
Snoring sounds to the north. Hammering sounds to the west.
Hammering's where we're likely to find these crystals for this.
I technically probably put you in the wrong place. I think you should have come in from over here.
So let's run off north and find out what's snoring.
Okay, what's the rest of you doing?
Yeah, I'm going to go and follow the snoring as well.
Okay, what about
look for the crystals because she wants to get back.
Yeah, hammering is good.
Brokaw ran into a wall, so I can't accept the rest of his move. Okay, we're going to have a party split. That doesn't make my life at all more fun. Right,
let's not split the party.
We had such a grand time with.
Who's going which way? Right, I'm waiting on movement, so depends which way you go here.
I'm on the basis that we're not the strongest combative party, and that's just a perception rather than actual knowledge.
No, well, I can single-handedly beat everybody. So the best thing to do is for everybody to have to go with the other half, and then just leave me by myself. Because I can wander off my own and find out what's going on in this.
What if he goes rogue and all of this is actually a bunch of dwarves snorting and not actually snoring all of that pumpkin spice?
Jiminy's dropped.
Yes.
I'm mining.
What happened, Jiminy? Did I break you?
Yeah, it was your fault. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know what happened. They just Fantasy Grounds just froze.
Oh yes, and for people new to Savage Worlds, be aware that players might not be playing with a full set of marbles, just because of the hindrances. They may be slightly overconfident in an ability and too curious to see what. Oh look, what's that over there?
Oh look, that cave's got a dragon in it. No one who, according to legend, no one survived. I'm going to go and have a look. I can beat it. Curious and overconfident. Right. Okay. Well, it looks like Kira's heading. Looks like we're having half the party going north and half the party going west. So, okay, Kira, from where you are, you can see that the cave opens to reveal a rather large area rank with the smells of wet fur, feces, and pungent urine. A black, muscular canine rests in the northwest corner with a ceramic water dish close by. Torchlights dance upon the dish's imperfect glazed surface. Suddenly, the light is magnified as it now also reflects from two beady eyes staring back at you. The creature's penetrating gaze sends a chill down your spine and causes the hair on your arms to stand fully upright. I need you to make a fear check, please. Talking. If you're that scared that you're quiet.
Who saw that? Hyla.
Kira. Kira.
Haley.
The barbarian. Where is she?
Oh, the barbarian. No, I was just so tired. Spirit. What minus?
Just a straightforward fear check. There's no penalties.
Oh, that was nearly a critical failure. Did you see that?
It was. Okay.
I will roll that again because how? Let's have a really, really good look at it because it's interesting.
Okie dokie. Okay, right, fine. Meantime, Darla and Paley are headed westwards. I can't give you much weight because you're still heading down the corridor, so I'll wait until you move on a bit. It's all simultaneous. What you, Paley? You moving on?
Yeah, but I can't see, so I have to pull out a torch and light it first.
Okay.
So I'll put the torch effect on me.
You can do that yourself, you know. You just drag the effect from the effects onto your character and it does it.
Equipping the item in your inventory is the way you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, that's the cool way of doing it, but you can just drag the effect onto yourself as well.
I'm sorry, my table just collapsed. Go ahead and drag it on me. I'll be right back.
I did. It looks like the dice updates are causing some stability issues today. That's second.
Yeah, mine just went because I went to click on the effects and my whole table just. Whoosh.
Oh, you know what happened then? You probably tried to apply it at the same time I did, and that's obviously what cracked it out. Or the effects are a bit flaky. I don't know. I haven't done much with the effects but since the latest couple of updates. In fact, I'm not sure if I did do the latest of latest updates. What we're on? I'm on. Too many version numbers. Savage Worlds 5.5, Core RPG 6, Pathfinder 1. No version number there. I don't know what we're on. Okay, well, in that case, we will go back to the Northern guys. So there should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so what I need to do is because I based the encounter. Actually, I forgot to do on the last one. I based the encounter on the number of people that signed up. So I just need to take it down to the number of people that are actually here. There we go.
Where is that effects screen?
It's the little person with the 3 stars around him on the far right hand side under tool.
Oh, right. Okay, gotcha.
In the meantime, in the meantime,
these look lovely.
For Paley and Darla, loud clanks echo throughout the chamber as metallic instruments strike hardened rocks in repetitious unison. Many humanoid creatures labor diligently, breaking various rocks open with their picks at the apparent direction of a foreman, while utterly engrossed in stripping this compartment of any valuable ores and minerals. Your arrival appears to momentarily disrupt their intense focus. Ceasing their labor, the workers sling their picks over their shoulders and begin to size up the latest arrival.
Humanoid, so could be dwarf or could be not.
Indeed, Rooney.
Why have we split?
Shouldering weapons. So we don't know if they're hostile yet. Is there still opportunity for diplomacy, or is it a case of make ready?
There's always a chance for diplomacy.
What's the chance of death?
It's Lim Chan. Right. Uh, I'll take a couple of steps forward towards this lot and try and appear as unthreatening as possible.
Okay. One way to go, I suppose.
Uh-oh.
Go for it.
Right. Enthralled workers. Well, let's try and communicate with the old foreman. Hello, chap.
In-
What are you doing here?
I'm going to say you're trying to be. Are you just trying to talk to them, or are you trying to be sort of persuade them to be friendly or anything like that? Hint at a skill there.
I would definitely rather avoid conflict at this point in time. But there's a very subtle reserve in me that isn't kind of downing weapons, but isn't drawing them yet.
And I'm back now, Doswell.
Indeed. Aha! Tavis has turned up and he's told me we know what must happen to the bennies. They must flow.
Hey, thank you, Tavis.
Thank you, Tavis.
I won't let you get killed in the next Pathfinder game. I mean, we do have a wedding to plan.
Okay, make a persuasion roll as you're trying to diffuse the situation because they're definitely all staring
stuff yet
towards
or
you
not?
at the moment.
Are you raging?
Right. That's gonna happen on my character sheet. I've lost my character sheet.
Just single click on your portrait in the top left corner if you can't find it. It usually works.
Gotcha. Perfect. Right, and that will be under traits, is it? Persuasion
skills.
is
It's a skill.
the 8. Gotcha. Double click that.
A 5. Are you happy with a 5? The better you roll, the more you can sort of sway them towards you. You've succeeded, don't get me wrong.
Okay. I have this feeling that we've just disturbed their work and we are currently outnumbered, that they may turn to the hostile anyway. But let's burn a Benny and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay, double clicks the persuasion.
Right. Oh, bad luck. What you really wanted to get was the 8, but yep. Well, they don't seem to be attacking you. They just seem to be staring at you, and a couple of them do seem to be sort of moving around the edges, but they're not doing anything
They're
else.
maneuvering on us.
Oh my
Haley,
God,
are you seeing this?
Yeah, I'm seeing this, and do I get an action before it goes?
Of course you do. Of course you do.
Should break
We go, because it's like, oh, I don't like the looks of this, Darla, and you don't do so good sometimes. So here, let me do this.
So while Darla's trying to diffuse the situation, Paley's thinking, if this turns bad, I'm just going to make sure Darla's protected.
Backed up, yeah. Just sharpen the short sword.
Yep.
I want to target me and Darla, and it's not letting me do it.
Yeah, I thought I was having targeting issues earlier, so...
Okay, let me do it by using control, so I'm good.
Okay. Let me move the combat tracker to you. Let me move the combat tracker to you. Ooh, let me move the combat tracker to you. There you are.
Here's some help, just in case, Kira.
Ooh.
And that's with the raise.
Yes. So all you need to do now is if you click on the shortcut, if you haven't already opened protection and scroll it down, if you single click on the little chap to the left of toughness +2, it should apply toughness +2 to both of you automatically because you've got them targeted. There you go.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Right.
Thank you very much.
toughness is much nicer than that armor protection because armor piercing doesn't do any difference to toughness. Okay, so in the meantime, this death hound over here is just going to start just howls in a baleful manner and then just advances across the room.
Does anybody else smell wet dog?
So there, and then Death Hound just move there. And Bailey, you're up.
We haven't determined whether these are bad guys or good guys yet.
You hear howls coming from the other from back behind you.
Hey, Darla, I think the guys need help, and this don't look so good. So
Yeah, we're massively outnumbered here as well. Agree with you. Let's reinforce them. Like to run the hell away.
So yeah, without another word, you're gonna see bat out of hell. Catch up to me. I guess this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna jump up on the shoulders of the cleric. Hey, what's in there?
You jump up on the shoulders of the cleric. You're bigger than a gnome, don't forget.
I know, and I'm probably stuffed because those mushrooms look. We could take those back and cook them.
You're the barbarian. Well, you got pumpkins on the left and mushrooms on the right.
Like in the middle.
Are you going to rage? That's the question. As a limited free action.
That's a good question. Yes, we're going to rage because we're going to be vulnerable.
Okie dokie. The barbarian is raging.
Rage. So,
there you go. Oh, you've done it. Wonderful.
Right. So, yeah, step forward.
Step forward.
And then we'll wild attack. Yes, and this throws people off. Yeah, in Pathfinder, you can wild attack with thrown weapons.
That's a hit. That's a wound.
It's okay. There's only 4 of them. I'll take them single-handedly.
The first hound howls in pain as it collapses to the floor. Okay. The foreman sort of looks around the room and nods, and then this worker starts moving across the room towards you.
In what manner is this worker approaching? Does he look like the strong man of the group, and he's looking for action?
They all have a very glazed look about them.
Feeling encircled. Right. So, Darla, although
it's not your go yet, I'm afraid, Darla. Unless,
sorry.
of course, you want to spend a penny because you are way down on the 4 of diamonds, and we're currently up at the Jack of Spades. Jiminy, you're up.
Right.
But you can, if you want to drop, if you want to try and get a better card, by all means, drop a penny on your card and it'll deal you one. Might not be better, but you know what I mean. It's your call.
Gotcha.
Oh, Jiminy's running. Suddenly, you look behind you. You hear footsteps running behind you. You were possibly thinking about bugging out, but now someone's in the way. Well, you can get past. You can get past them, obviously, if you need to. But anyway, okay, Jiminy, you run to there. You see a room full of workers and a foreman standing in the middle. They all seem to be staring at Darla and moving towards her. Not actively hostile, but you definitely get an unfriendly vibe from them.
I'm going to cast Entangle. What's that size of that?
Okay.
Is it medium?
Entangle's a single target unless you pay for area of effect.
Oh, I'm going to go for the AoE, yeah. Medium burst template, large burst template costs +3, so that means it costs 5. Okay.
Okay, place your blast template within the range of your smarts. And then obviously if you want to move it, you can, of course. If you want to position it for optimal nabbage.
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
going to entangle on them lot there, I think. Yeah. Got damage on this. Does this one do damage as well, does it? Hang on.
If
yeah,
you pay
can...
extra.
Yeah, that's an extra 2 points, so I'm going to put the damage on it as well. Okay. So...
Okay, so you're going to do, you're doing a large, okay, so Entangle's 2 power points, but large burst template makes it 5 power points. Damaging makes it 7 power points.
Yeah. So it's put me down to 1 power point. I've just targeted them. So do I need to do, what do I need to do now? Just damage?
You didn't get the raise, so all you do is you tick Entangled, toughness 8, cannot move. And also Entangled targets take 2d4 damage at the end of the turn. You need to click them both.
Entangled toughness cannot move. That one, is it? Yeah, that one there.
Toughness 8 cannot move. Yep. And then Entangled targets take 2d4 damage at the end of the turn. So the first one actually entangles, and the second one just reminds everybody that when I forget to pay attention and don't roll the damage, that you can all scream.
Well, I can roll the damage. I've got them targeted, but yeah. So
damage. No, you don't roll.
You
don't roll the. Yeah. Go for it. Sorry.
Yeah, so vines have come out of the ground and grabbed these lot, and
that's it.
Yeah, that'll do me. Now, what do you mean I don't roll the damage? I roll the damage when it's the end of their turn, isn't it?
Indeed.
Because it's
so
on
you
the.
Can roll it. I'll be nice. I'll be nice and let you roll.
I mean, it's on the
turn.
PowerPoint. It's on the in the powers. It's there for me to do.
That's fine. Oh, of course it is. That's absolutely fine. So keep them targeted. That's absolutely fine. But you can end your turn. I'm saying. Okay, the enthralled foreman is entangled now. He was hostile, but Darla did successfully make him unfriendly. So they were going to they wouldn't have attacked you unless you attacked first, because of Darla managing to talk to them. But at the same time, they are still having to follow orders. So they would have basically encircled you so you couldn't go anywhere. But anyway, in the meantime now, he is entangled, so he is going to try and break free with a strength check at -2, which if I make a shortcut so I don't have to keep doing it, he's going to attempt to break free of the entanglement, which he fails to do. So you get to roll 2d4 damage. Actually, you need to untarget everyone except the foreman, don't you?
No, I can just drag it onto the foreman.
Yeah.
Keep the bastards.
Okay.
Oh, did you untarget him? Why did you untarget him for?
That's okay. I didn't untarget him.
Well, he didn't break free because he ripped himself apart with thorns.
Oh, he untargeted because I dragged the spell, yeah.
Okay, so that's the end of the foreman. He literally just gets, basically... the vines crawl out of the ground, wrap round him, and as he tries to break free, the vines constrict, and you hear a large snap as his head literally rotates nearly 180 degrees.
Brilliant.
So he does escape as Jam.
Yep, he's now a lodge.
Okay, I am going to do a wild attack upon the barbarian. Missing. This Death Hound is also going to do a wild attack upon the barbarian.
A wild attack?
Yes, indeedy. That one hits, doing basically the barbarian's bitten. However, basically all that will happen is Kira is shaken by the attack. That brings us down to enthralled worker number 5, who advances towards the party, Darla, and that brings us to this one, who will. The area of effect is no longer there, so we'll just advance to there, No, they will get stuck on a pillar that I couldn't see. So they'll actually have to weave through getting to there. This one will actually come down to here. I take it back. This one is entangled, so he can't move. He will attempt to break free using athletics and fail miserably. Do you wish to roll damage for this one? From your entanglement?
Uh,
Tell you what, I'll do
I'm
it.
trying to do it, but it's oh, there you go.
There we go. You shake him.
Okay.
Okay. This worker here will attempt to break free of the entanglements. Oh, he's breaking free. Therefore, he's absolutely fine. Breaks free before the vines can constrict him, and therefore he does not take any damage. And Donna, you're up. You can push past the druid if you want to, or you can sort of engage in violence if you also want to. Not got no voice as well as no class by the sound of things.
Sorry, just checking on that hog from earlier. Right. Do I have any area attack?
I was just looking.
Combat or powers. Illusion, protection, smite, bolt.
Now, smite is a power that lets you sort of beef up your offensive capabilities with your weapons. Illusion, well, you can do interesting things with illusions. You just have to come up with something. You can do it as an area of effect, so it's a large burst template if you wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, looking at the modifier, so it would cost you 3 points for the illusion. You'll have to come up with what you're doing an illusion of. 4 power points would make it a large burst template. If you want to give it sound, it would cost you another power point, but of course, sound may well enhance the effect of it. That would make it an extra power point on top, so 3, 4, 5. And then if you want it really hard for them to believe, you can make it strong, but that's going to look like that puts you up to 7 power points on one spell. It's up to you. Then also you've got to come up with what you're creating the illusion of.
Well, if I was to create the illusion of me being the foreman and commanding them to, I don't know, compete amongst themselves for something, causing them to attack each other, is that feasible?
But definitely, I like it. So in that case, you would just need to spend 3 power points, 4 power points, 3 power points for illusion, and 1 power point to give you the sound of what you imagine the foreman to be. Because I don't think you heard him talk, did you? But you can make yourself look like the foreman and go for it.
No, correct.
4 power points will give it a shot.
From 9 down to 5. Okay, there go those power points. And then I roll the illusion d8, yes?
That's correct.
Blows the dice.
Okie dokie. Okay. Wonderful stuff. So what we need to do then is I'll target them all for speed and ease. And as your free action, what are you going to say?
Infighting!
Okie dokie. See what happens. Okay. Brokar the cleric, you're up.
Brokar is all kinds of confused as to where everybody has gone back and forth. But seeing Kira shaken with 2 dogs setting upon her, he's going to try to move into that space there and bring his weapon down on Deathhound 2.
Before you do anything else, as you get to there, you suddenly find the dogs stare at you, and they basically where was it? A penetrating gaze sends a chill down your spine, causes the hair on your arms to stand fully upright. So you need to make a fear check, which is a spirit roll.
Ugh.
Now, on a failure, you suffer a -1 to all trait rolls because you're scared, as it were.
But I
it's
can use a Benny, right?
Yes. If you critically fail, of course, though, it becomes a terror check, and then we get to roll on the fright table.
And if you type
That's the
roll
only
fear, it
downside.
does all of that for you.
You're fine. You basically you find inner reserves, and you ignore the stare of these deaf hounds as they basically sort of stare at you, and yeah, you're fine. You can act freely as you intended
Okay.
without penalty.
I did not realize the slash roll of fear though did that.
Yeah, it does. Same as roll evasion does it as well.
It
There's lots
does,
of little
yeah.
secret things you can do.
It's quite a lot of hidden stuff that I always forget.
Good to know. Thank you.
You hit the hound, the vulnerable hound. Roll for damage. You shake it. Are you happy with a shaken?
Not happy, but I will leave it at that.
I know what you mean. Right.
Whacked it on the head, and it's
is-
like, oh, what's going on?
Indeed. Okay, enthralled worker number 7. Okay, where's enthralled worker number 7? He gets to make a smarts check. I'm afraid he sees through your illusion, and it basically starts heading this way. Doesn't run. He just starts walking off.
Union.
Enthralled worker 8. Ah, how unfortunate. He sees through your illusion as well, I'm afraid, and moves to there and will attempt to grab hold of you. He grabs hold of you. Obviously, you can break free next turn. I will point out that all the others at the moment do cry out in surprise that one of the you are not distracted. You are entangled. As it basically grabs hold of you, but the rest of the workers do cry out in shock as one of them appears, as far as they're concerned, appears to have just
Yeah,
grabbed
the foreman. Yeah.
the foreman. Aha! Kira got
Seriously.
Kira got the Joker, which means everyone got a Benny. Unfortunately, so did I, because one of my guys got a Joker as well. But Kira gets to go first and is no longer shaken.
And it's no longer shaken. I'm going to multi-action for a laugh.
Well, you do have the Joker bonus.
And I have to wild attack too, because I'm nuts.
You're a barbarian.
You are unfortunately in a position to accidentally attack the dwarf if in your blind bloodlust rage.
Yes.
If you critically fail, I mean.
Yes. So
He's not going to critically fail. You what?
So stab number. Oh no, what am I doing? Clear that. Take that. Put that there. Stab number 1.
Go for it. That's number 1 stabbed. Oh. You shake it.
It's already shaken, is it not? Or did I target the wrong one? It don't matter.
They're both shaken now.
They're both shaking now. I thought for a second, oh my god, it's Hardy. I will stab the same one again then.
Okay.
That could be a hit with the raise, maybe.
That's a hit with a raise. That barbarian just pounds this poor dog. I say poor dog. It's not a nice animal.
Yeah, that adds up to a wound then.
They look like dogs, but they're not really. Okay. I'm afraid with a Joker bonus, which is a +2 bonus, this guy will probably see through the illusion. He does indeed. And he goes, "That's not the foreman," and goes off and goes, "I must inform the mistress," and heads off that way. And enthralled worker number 6 Shouldn't. Just to make a smarts check.
Treating with his dice, you keep rolling sixes.
I know,
Darla
it's
face
horrifying, isn't it?
and wonders when manual laborers got so clued up. Clearly, the
Yeah.
union is at work here.
He swings a pickaxe at you, go, "You're not the foreman!" and misses. However, I have to give you a Betty for your humorous ingestions to trade unionism. Jiminy, you're up. Uh-oh.
Jiminy, Jim,
Darla,
Jim, Jim.
makes like a lizard.
It's
I'm going to go for them
Yeah.
three there. I think I'm going to miss
Okay.
Darla that way.
You're not going to miss Darla. You're going to have to pay that point for selective, so you might as well hit as many as you can. Darla's literally standing right in front of you, as it were. So
Well, Darla, it's your own fault.
Could you just light my hemp rope while you're at it?
No, I'll
You
pay.
might
I'll
tweak
pay
that
the
to get-
extra. I'll pay the extra for the.
You might as well tweak that to get more then.
Yeah, you might as well tweak it to get more, is what I'm thinking. You go down here, you'll get 4. Wouldn't you?
You get 4 that way, 3 that way.
Or you can get 4 that way as well.
Where?
You got to bear in mind that you're going to get 4 there.
I get 4 there or 4 there. I'm going to go for the
Or
4
4
down.
there.
I'm going to go for these 4 down here because.
Yeah, that'll get those. That will get those for you. Go on. I'll be generous.
Well, I've got a
So
couple
not-
of bods
not
that are
really.
entangled here as well, so they've still got might take damage when they move, but so I'm gonna make it so it's selective doesn't hit thingy, extra
Oh.
damage. So it does 3d6. So that's 3, 5, 5 points. You're back on 1 again, right? How many?
Oh, you must spend. You spend a penny to get power points back. I didn't.
Yes.
Go for it.
Yeehaw! There you go. That's the
I have
raise.
to say, watching the extra sparkly dice, I am now very tempted to get some. I was thought I'll be sensible. I'll just get the metallic dice because those you can choose your own colours for. But the sparkles are quite cool. Okay, number 1 is shaken.
Did it hit the? Did it not do the raise dice on that one?
It did.
Not on. It didn't do on the.
Oh no, you ain't.
On that other one, it didn't, did it? The first one didn't do the raise.
I think maybe you didn't roll the extra dice for damage. Doesn't matter. I'll let you worry about it afterwards. Splat, and the next one. These poor workers that are magically compelled against their will. How the hell did you kill that one? Oh, for crying out loud, you've got the wrong ones targeted.
Haven't I targeted the ones that was in front of me? Yeah.
No.
I didn't target 7. So I had 8 and the other 2. So I've got to do 8 now, haven't I?
Yeah.
Hit the raise damage. There goes
I don't
number
know
8.
where
That's in full.
I don't know whether. I do not know whether your damage is going. It ain't going wherever it should have been going. Anyway.
Oh, well, it's going somewhere.
Yeah, that went to. That just target hit Death Hound 2 for some reason. God knows what's going on there.
Oh, it's a special cone, man. It's a special cone. Yeah, it's been smoking.
It's those cracks in the caves and those funny air currents.
Indeed.
Yeah, and then I'll pass my turn.
Okay. Death Hound 2 remains shaken. Yeah. Brokard the Cleric, you're up.
Brokard, the cleric.
Quite deep in meditation. Or forgetting to press push to talk, of course. Hello, Mr. Brokard. They should put you on hold. Bailey, you're up.
Hang on, stand by. He's got a mic issue.
Yeah, I'll put him on. I'll put him on hold, and I can always give him a bed. I can always, he can always interrupt for free later. Without having to roll for dice.
He's going, I'm invisible, the dog can't see me, honest.
Yes.
Crowds to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am, stuck in a middle.
When Gelsa's quiet, then I'm very concerned that there's something up. This is unnatural. Gelsa's not making any sound.
Oh, another mic issue.
Oh, everyone's lost sound. Looks like it looks like everyone who is in a different country to us has lost sound.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
shall-
The cleric is back.
The cleric is back. I shall take the cleric off hold and nip back to the cleric while Gelsa sorts out her sound issues.
Okay, so he was going to aggressively swing at Death Hound 2, taking a multi-action, and then move towards the Death Hound Alpha and attempt to attack him as well.
Okay. Go for it.
Oh, it is shaking as well. Oh.
Well, that's the end of that one.
Uh.
Smack.
Unfortunately, that's not going to get me close enough, so little error in my thinking there, but that's good enough.
Hang on. It's technically within your reach. If you hover over yourself, it's technically within your reach.
All right, then I will make the attack. Let me go back to the multi-action penalty.
Okay.
No, it's a miss anyway.
It's a miss
I'm
anyway.
good.
Okay, Paley, you're up. You've got sound back. I think she's got sound. Well, she was peeking around, and that doesn't look friendly. Yep, I figured she might be bolting it. Go for it. Bolt away. Eat that. I don't know if she can actually hear at all, if she's just got sound. Well, she's gone. Okay, I reckon that's a bolt, so I'm going to just spend one of her power points and bolt for her. She's got enough bennies, I'll re-roll that. She shook it. There we go. That's my plan for what Jelsa would have done. Sorry, Pavey should have done. Donna, you're up.
Right. I think I'm going to try the bolt thing on Enthralled Worker 7.
Okie dokie.
So targets that. That
Why am
didn't
I
look too good.
shaking?
Hang on, why is it saying you're entangled? Oh, no, you're not entangled. So that's a successful casting of Bolt. I don't care what it says. On target worker number 7, which is a 4, and you only needed 4 to hit. So that's a hit. That was my mistake,
Yeah, it
not
was
yours.
the
Roll
one
damage.
that grabbed hold of me. Right,
Yeah.
so Bolt, roll damage.
7 points of damage.
And harmed.
What?
5 points of
No
damage.
Benny burn there.
Be my guest. And roll for damage. Oh, they're all shaken.
Better.
1 point. You needed an 11 to put him down, but you shake him, which means if you 2 shakens equals a wound, basically.
Why is
Gotcha.
Why is my character shaking?
I don't know why you're because you did some really weird stuff earlier. I have no idea why you're shaken.
It just
Just
made me
unshake yourself.
shaken. You just made me shaken just to punish me for killing something in another room that I couldn't see.
No, I don't know why you're shaken. I think the targeting is going very funky today. Okay, I'm going to eat Broker.
Right, yeah, something's funky. Spice may be snorted.
Ooh, this is the big bad. This could be. Oh, actually, no. I'm going to retcon that. I am not going to bite Broker. I'm going to be more evil than that because this is the wild card. I'm going to use its breath weapon instead.
Oh,
That was
That
pretty
wasn't
good.
me. That's really cool. That was cool. Wasn't me, I should point out. That was someone else. My money's on Lone Wolf. I like it. Okay,
yes,
so
yes. It's my evil GM last.
Yes, indeed. Okay, so it's going to use the Death's Breath upon the 3 of you.
Because it's been eating this horrible food for ages and never brushes its teeth.
Indeed. Okay, so that's an athletics roll. Okay, Kira avoids it, Paley avoids it, and Broker avoid it. So none of you are hit by its breath weapon, which is a shame, really, because I really did fancy rolling the damage. But there we go. Because you'll probably kill it before I get a chance to do it again. I'm just going to see. I'm going to do a what if. It wouldn't have been that impressive anyway. So that's not the end. That's the end. That's not the problem then. Okay, enthralled worker number 7 unshakes and will swing his pickaxe at Darla. Ooh. Not
yeah,
critically.
you keep your pick to yourself.
Okay, this one is entangled, so that's an athletics check to break free. Where is it? Where's athletics? I've lost athletics. There's the athletics. And then he takes 2d4 damage. Which shakes him again. He's never... Enthralled worker number 2 will attempt to break free with an athletics check. Oh. He does not critically fail. You get to roll 2d4 damage on him.
And is that with my bolts still?
That's
or...
Jim. That's Jiminy, not you. I'm
Oh,
afraid.
my bad. Okay.
However, he does see through your illusion. I'm afraid to say it was a good idea. Okay.
They rolled spectacularly well. I thought it was a brilliant plan.
I was very impressed by it from a purely technical point of view. It was very good. I'm going to clear all targets because something's definitely going funny with the targeting today. There we are. Targets are cleared. And Kira, you are up. Oh my god.
Yeah. So we have got a pace of 8.
I know my god was some really unpleasant bot just broadcasting all over Twitch at me. Links to some very based on the text, linked to some very dubious site that no one in their right mind would ever click on. I had to ban them. Okay, Kira, you're up.
There's
Right,
bot settings built into Twitch now. You can just ban that crap automatically without even getting to see it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to. I've supposedly done all that, and it doesn't blimmin' work for me half the time. I will check again. I will update the. I'll check the rules another day. Okay, off you go, Kira. I've set it up that you shouldn't be out. I've set it all up that you needed to be subscribed to post in the stream or something, but it doesn't work. So I don't know. Okay, Kira, you stab at the Death Hound and miss as it evades your attack.
I will really miss.
You will really miss.
Where's the gang up? Where's the gang up bonus? With a 6 would still miss. Would a 7 hit it? Would it?
But a 7 hit it.
No, but a 6 hit it.
A 6
Is the first-
would have hit it. Why? Why you didn't get your gang up bonus?
I don't know. Because maybe I pressed the wrong button. So
Because you roll. No, yeah, it was athletics. You're rolling athletics rather than fighting.
I
That
know
might
because
be
I've
why.
got. It's because I've got two. Yeah, it's rolling athletics.
Your fault.
Instead of
You're fired.
Yeah,
fault.
actually. Yeah, in fact,
misses.
actually, your fighting's worse than your athletics, so you miss.
you miss. Okay.
You're supposed to be rolling a d6 and you rolled a d8 there, you naughty fellow, you.
Yes.
And enthralled worker remains shaken. Do you wish to? You might as well see what your entangling vines do to him.
It says he doesn't remain shaken there. Hang on. Let me get my damage up. Let's
Oh,
kill him.
okay. Well, point taken. Thank you. Athletics. Look, he's still in. There you go. He's still. He's not shaken, but he's still entangled. I could see how it was happening. This could be a. I think you could leave these ones. They can't do much. Athletics. Oh. Did you notice how that just slid across the table? That D6. Cheating at D6.
You've been lubing up the dice, haven't you?
He's going to move forwards to there and swing his pickaxe at Jiminy. Doing nothing. Enthralled worker number 7 is going to move down to here and swing a pickaxe, which are improvised weapons, therefore not very accurate, but it still looks like I'm managing to hit Darla. Love the way Darla follows someone else who then promptly runs off, leaving Darla to take the brunt of the attack.
Yeah.
The magical protection you were left with is keeping you alive, it would appear. Jiminy, you're up.
Enjoyed the magic.
Okay.
I'm back.
Hurrah!
Awesome.
Missed my last turn, but I'm back.
You magic missile the wild card dog and shook it.
Oh, nice.
Gonna shoot that one, kill it, and then pass my turn. Enthralled worker is dead.
Worker is down. Okay,
Right.
Brokar, you're up. Yeah, we've got mic problems for the cleric again. It's not fair. It's only on his turn.
All right, can you hear me now?
We can.
Gotcha.
All right. Brokar is going to be frisky and attempt a multi-attack again and take 2 swings at the alpha dog.
Go for it. I've just replied to your very old text just to explain why you were laboured through no fault of your own. Because the time zone changes. I suspect. Okay, first attack misses. Second attack? Unless you want to Benny your first attack, of course. Which, of course, you can wait until you've done both and then Benny them both if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a shot.
Okay. Reroll your 2 attacks. unfortunate.
Well, it was worth a shot.
It looked impressive. I'll give you that. Okay,
Don't worry, Broker, I'll save you.
Enthralled worker number 5 is going to keep moving that way. And the Alpha Death Hound is going to... Right, well, he tried breathing last round and it didn't go too good. So he is this time going to... okay, well, it's straightforward enough. He's just going to have to perform 2 actions. And his first action, he's going to bite the cleric. And his second action, he's going to bite the barbarian. He misses the barbarian, but he successfully bit Brokar, didn't he? Brokar is shaken.
Not stirred.
Indeed.
And Paley will move into the room and off to the side here.
Mhm.
And she's going to try bolting that damn thing. Don't worry, I'll save you. God, I love these dice.
Oh my word.
Oh, shook it again. Good enough.
You saw it here first. Sparkly dice make all the difference. Donna, you're up.
Even if they don't make the difference, they just look good.
They do look good. I
Right.
won't deny that.
They've been way luckier. I use them in all my games, and sometimes I'm the only person that gets a hit in.
Maybe it's the yellow colour. That could be. I've been getting some good dice rolls with yellow as well.
Oh, I was using the shadow dice the other night, which has a black trail like smoke. And I was the only one getting hits in.
Okay.
my
Right.
turn.
Can I move a couple of steps sort of southwest just to clear any potential blast from Jimny and then attack Enthralled Worker 7?
The only trick it's where it starts getting interesting and sort of metagamey. If you can sort of go like that, but much further than that, and you're leaving their reach, and therefore they get a free attack on you.
Gotcha. Okay. I think that's probably enough to clear Jimny's breath blast. So let's
It's not
do
my
an attack
breath.
on.
It's
Oh,
my
whatever
breath.
you
It's not my breath.
What do you think I'm moving away from you?
That was a
She's a
magic
druid.
cone spell. It's not my breath.
She's a druid. She's probably summoning pine cone needles and other
right.
stuff like the force of nature. That's what it is.
And the other thing you roll into cones, yeah. Cool. Right. Attack on Enthralled Worker 7. I will use my short sword. I didn't actually target there, but what happened there?
It's
A
a
miss. Okay. Right. I think I'll wrap up with that.
Well, you got 5 bennies.
Oh, actually, damn good point. Let's
Drag it
burn
on.
a Benny.
Yeah, what you should do is instead of dragging it into chat like that, just drag it onto the attack roll again.
Drag it onto the attack roll, and I guess I can't drag it from the chat back onto the. Nah, okay.
No, but
I'll
you
give
can
you
give
one
it a
back.
penny
Remember
back.
that
But
next
it's
time.
a better habit to get into because it remembers all the stuff you've done as well that way.
7's also a miss. Okay, I've got a bit of a stack of bennies. Shall I try that again?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't take them with you. So
Oh, crikey. Right. May as well. Take a gambler here. Oh, this is
You
pants.
didn't blow the dice,
Okay.
did you?
No, I did. Okay, right. Last time, blowing on the dice.
No, I didn't hear you blow. That's what it is. You didn't.
Nah. Four misses.
We got hit.
Right.
Otherwise, it's not
Okay, hang
working.
on. Let me adjust the microphone. There we go.
Okay.
Nah, it was.
It sounded like you were sneezing, didn't? No.
It's probably the noise cancelling. It's all that fun again. Paley's up. This fight's taking too
Sure.
long. I'm going to have the rest of them run away at this point after this round, I think. So go for it.
Rinse and repeat.
Yeah. In fact, actually, if I'd realised it was the end of the round, I would have just said the dog runs off unless you want to kill it. But okay, that's a hit. Go for it. That's a wound. Okay, it takes a wound. Which makes okay, it becomes to being shaken. It doesn't like the fact you've hit it. It yelps in shock and starts making a bolt for the door. Obviously, certain people do get free attacks before I accept the move, namely the cleric and the barbarian. So before
Take
I
that,
actually
you
make it,
freaking chihuahua.
Don't let it get away.
Can you use a Benny on an attack of opportunity?
you can players have bennies, not the characters. So players can play bennies at any time.
What a lovely mechanic.
Oh, you have to. If you want to run away, it's going to cost you a penny to
Ah.
uncheck.
Okay, so it's shaken. And Brokar misses. So off it goes, yelping as it goes.
Oh, it might be coming up behind me now. Hang on.
Yeah.
Enthralled worker number 5 will carry on moving down.
Yeah,
to
but you
the
guys
end.
don't know that, so.
Yeah, no, we don't know it. No. I'm just going to change directions now. I'm walking to the other room.
Brokar is no longer shaken. Actually, you don't have facing in Savage World, so you're okay. Scott.
Does Enthralled Worker 5 think that thingy's a minion still? Or boss man, rather? Or is he the one that ran off?
That's a good point.
Oh, he's the one that ran off, eh?
He is the one that he ran off, but actually he isn't. I tell you what happened. Somewhere along the line, everything went a bit funny on the targeting. He was the one who did make his smarts check, and that's why he ran off. But I had to swap him with another one because they all got splatted, so it all got confusing. Anyway, Brokar, you are up, sir.
All right. Brokar is going to chase after the dog.
Go for it.
And I guess I'm going to have to run, which did nothing.
I have a house rule. If you want to spend a penny to run, you can, but obviously Fantasy Grounds doesn't know how to cope with that one. So what you have to do is you have to turn off the run and then re-click the run again if you want to, or I'll just accept your 6.
I think I'll save that, but I'll yell out that the dog is getting away.
Okay. Darla, you are up, sir. Miss, I should say.
Right. With the vendetta for Enthralled Worker number 7, who appears to be ducking and diving all over the bloody place, we're going to carry on and take a few swings. So, right, short sword attacking northmost target. Tell me a 7's a hit. That's a hit. Right, damage. Unharmed.
By 1 point.
Burning a Benny to see if we can. Hang on a sec. I'll drop that onto the damage.
Oh yeah.
That wasn't any good.
I'm going to have to give you. I'm going to award you a Benny for doing it right, but alas, you don't hurt him.
No, we'll leave it at that.
Okie dokie. That brings
Did he run to catch up? Did he?
And Fraud Worker number 7 is actually going to move away, so you do get a free attack upon him now, Darla.
Ho ho! Right. Do I need to roll to hit again?
Yes.
Right. Attack you in the back. Yes, most definitely a hit.
Roll the damage.
That's a 10. That's got to be some. Okay, shaken.
Yeah,
That's fine.
I'm not going to run any further.
Yeah, I'm afraid you totally you're totally mistaken. You didn't roll a 10. That definitely isn't a 10. That's actually an 11.
Okay, excellent.
Yeah, that
What a
was-
stroke of luck.
Yeah.
Splat.
He tripped over a stone and died.
You tripped over a stone and took an extra point of damage. Yes. Working
Oh,
up, you'll
all my
actually.
ducking and diving earlier.
Unfortunately, you won't get. You don't only get one free attack around unless you've got an edge. So worker number 2 is going to run away. But Paley gets. Jiminy gets a free attack.
I can shoot him with a bow and arrow, can't I?
No. Oh, if you're ranged, you don't get a free attack, but you can shoot them on your turn, of course. Jiminy, you're now, so you can shoot him as he's running away. That's a hit.
There you go.
That's 2 wounds. As the last of the enthralled workers goes down,
Relax.
it's
Down with the
Kira.
Union.
Let's go back and
It's
see
Ki-
what the rest of our mates are doing, shall we?
Go for it. And Kira, you're up.
Yeah, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's an 11, isn't it?
Here, I'll move you back to 10. There you go. You can still hit the dog. It is going to run away unless you put it down for the record.
And yeah, there. So
No, I did move you back. So you did 12 inches of movement. So technically, there is 11.
right, okay. I don't want to be in melee range of it. That's all.
Oh, okay. Fair enough then. You're not. That's a hit. That's a wound. In fact, actually, believe it or not, that looks like you did more damage than you thought, because it's just it's a simple roll I have sometimes. If a fight takes too long,
chopped his head off.
Indeed. Okay, all seems quiet.
Didn't that all seem a bit unnatural to you?
Well, let's get some of that spice rock
Oh.
and get the hell out of here.
Hang on, that reminds me. Sorry, before I forget, let me lock the tokens before someone moves too far in. Once they stop moving their stuff. Okay, so what I do need to do is what you do notice, Darla, because you're in that room, is that when as the bodies of looking around at the bodies of the enthralled workers, they all appear to have chunks of mind ore upon them. Might be worth having
Search
a
the
look at.
bodies, ransack the lot.
Okay, well, the first one you examine has some copper ore on them. There you go.
I will pocket
we'll-
that.
We'll leave you searching the bodies. Okay, let's unlock tokens so you can carry on moving. I'll roll. I'm not going to worry too much for a one shot, but yeah, you basically gather a collection of interesting ores.
So, Broadcar, could you actually have a look at all these dead bodies? Because these guys don't look right.
I will take a look and see if I can glean any information from them.
No.
I've unlocked tokens. I've unlocked tokens so you can move freely. Oh, Bailey's heading up northwards. Okay, so everyone else is going this way, and Paley's going that way by the look of things. Oh, Himidy's going that way as well. Okay, as far as you can tell, the bodies over here, the bodies look perfectly human and perfectly dead.
Anything about the copper dust that gives off any properties that I can determine?
No, not at all. In fact, I don't think the Kira might. They had a glazed look before they were brutally murdered by the party, but now that in death, they look perfectly normal. Having the magical compulsion that was controlling them against their wills free. In death,
we
they are
freed
freed.
them. In death, they are free.
How come my light isn't
We've done a good job then.
If you put the copper dust in fire, it'll burn green.
Hang on. I did it to the Kira by mistake. There you go. That should have your torch now.
Yeah. So the reason why your equipment doesn't work is it doesn't have an effect on the equipment because
I
it's
know
a cone.
because That's because
The
because
developer for the Savage Worlds Pathfinder rule set didn't bother putting them in.
no, that's
No,
because the
no.
developer for the Savage Pathfinder rule set didn't put them in because they didn't exist when he created the rule set.
Yes.
Yes, they did. They were.
And
Yeah.
I hasten to add, as a developer of the lighting system, I would love to put them in if they would put them in the book, because it's not in the book.
Anyway, you should now be able to see where you're going.
Nope, I still can't see. I was trying to get a word in edgewise, but with this group, I wasn't having much hope.
Oh,
You've got effects light on. I don't know why you can't see it. You got a torch on you.
Yeah, but when I go into that little tunnel,
Hold it. Yeah, I don't know why when you go into that tunnel the lighting isn't working. That's got nothing to do with me.
well, I'm gonna.
Oh, it
feel
is
my way
working.
up.
You can see ahead of you. Look, you can see the light.
No, well, now I can because hey,
Uh,
hey,
it's the
Kira,
boost
there's
lit.
something up, or Jiminy, there's something up here.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do that and get everyone in position because it's all funky and dory, and Paley can move back to there because Paley can get
Hey,
can
all
put that
roads
there
led
and
to the same
get Jiminy
place.
there, and you both hit the same area at the same time, so I can give you the description. Righty ho.
brilliant. That's what we're getting for this room. I've been looking forward to getting it for ages.
You find yourself entering a smaller chamber that smells strongly of pumpkin-scented coffee and fresh-baked goods. A table sits centered on the northern wall, covered with decanters of coffee, empty coffee cups, muffins, and amber-hued minerals haphazardly strewn about the surface. An oil-painted portrait of an attractive young woman rests undisturbed above the chaotic decor. A coffin hides the shadows tucked within the northeastern corner. The woman
Did you say-
depicted in the port... Sorry?
I was gonna say, did you say I smell food?
Freshly baked goods. I don't know. That could be me or something around.
Paley's smelling food.
There's empty coffin. No, an empty coffee cup. Sorry. Yeah.
So the woman depicted in the portrait stands before you, adjacent to the table with her back turned. Sensing your arrivals, she quickly imbibes the remaining contents of the coffee cup in her hand and places it delicately on the table and turns to acknowledge your presence. Her fashion sense is questionable, donning a large cushioned vest atop her white flowing blouse, her denim leggings heavily obscured by knee-high leather boots. A warm knitted cap nearly covers her eyes.
My kind of woman, as long as she doesn't sleep in that coffin.
She does look a bit on the pale side.
Paley?
Problem.
From Kira, also Kira and Brokar and Darla, as you came up the corridor, because everyone was moving out, you did find the body of the enthralled worker that ran off here. His head was facing completely the wrong way.
Did he have any injuries to his neck by any chance?
Oh yeah, his head's
It
facing
did
the
look
wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah.
His head's on back to front.
Puncture wounds, perhaps?
Paley's
Yeah.
clearly at the top of the list. So she's just going to walk right over here to the table and go, hey, this bread smells delicious. I'm Paley. Don't mind if I do you? And I'm going to reach for some of the bread or whatever baked there is.
He actually hisses as you reach for her food. She thinks she actually hisses as you get the impression she thinks you're reaching for the coffee scented mineral dust rather than the food, and yeah.
Well, that's not too friendly. And can I still take yet an action because I hadn't actually done anything?
Well, we'll see how quickly you react. But yeah, you've got the 8 of Hearts. You could spend a penny if you want to go better.
I'll try a little bit better. Not with my luck today, but nah. I guess I'm just reaching for the bread, and her hissing at me.
Mm.
You guys make of that whatever you will.
Something appears out of the shadows in front of Himedy and basically seems to become quite solid and then doesn't do any damage because it would appear I forgot to put the claw damage on them.
Hits me and does nothing. Brilliant.
Oh no, that's because they don't do damage. That's why. Energy drain strength. I hit you with a ray, so I need a vigor roll at -2 from you, please. Jiminy. Forgot your name.
I may Benny that.
Indeed. Be my guest. It's basically you're going to suffer energy drain if you fail it. As your strength is literally sapped out of your body.
Okay, I've been energy drained. What does that mean? Fatigue?
Means basically you have a permanent dice loss of strength, and if your strength drops below D4, you die.
Who is that around? Jiminy?
My strength
Yeah.
is now D4 then, that means. Done it.
Yeah, no, don't do it that way because, of course, it can be healed. Yeah, with a restoration spell.
Ah,
Yes, it's a
an effect.
Will be now.
restoration for an extra power point can do.
It's basically, if we went back to that 2nd edition AD&D, you've been level drained. But nowadays they call it energy draining instead. Brokar, you are up, sir.
All right, I will move.
Actually,
there if I can.
I just followed through in my underpants, then I done a...
Yep.
I will use a Benny to gain 5 power points.
Okie dokie.
Oop, excuse me.
And I will cast. I don't know if I can get them on the burst there.
Jiminy looking nervous.
I'm attempting to line that up, but I'm having a lousy job doing it. Can I get both enemies in the cone?
Like that, you mean?
Yeah.
The answer is yes, but obviously you will have to pay for selective.
Yes.
There you go.
So the selective would be an additional
1
power
power
point. Yep.
Yep.
All right, so a total of 3 power points, and I will cast burst.
Okay. Holy energy pours forth from the cleric, bright light and warmth. Make your roll. Oh, I've done the targeting for you. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Okay.
That's okay. No, it's just usually targeting out when templates get in the way. It gets interesting, so I was trying to be nice.
I will Benny that.
Don't worry. No, don't worry. For a successful casting, don't worry about the parry thing because it's an
Okay.
area of effect spell.
Okay. Just roll the damage then.
They do get a chance to evade area of effect, so I'll do an agility. I get to make an evasion roll, so that would be agility at -2 for her. She fails to avoid it, and he fails to avoid it. So, yeah, by all means, roll for the damage. Okay, well, the shadow thing disappears in a burst of light and energy, and roll the damage for Katrina von Starbuck.
Ooh. I will keep my Benny though.
Okie dokie. Okay. Okay. Out of the shadows comes a second fiend who comes straight over and attacks you, Mr. Dwarf, sir. Missing. Out of the shadows comes another fiend who goes for the barbarian. Missing. Katrina is basically not very happy about everything that's happening here, so she's going to.
Make like a bat.
Yeah, she turns into a bat.
One of my abilities lets me set like flaming arrows. How do you add the effects of that? And obviously, I'm going to shoot her if she flies past me.
You don't get to shoot her as she flies past you because you didn't. You had to be on hold so you can interrupt her. But you can act now.
Where's she gone?
She flew off. She literally flew right past you as a bat.
Was she very fast?
Yeah, flight pace of 12.
Oh, that's terrible.
You've got 2 more inches after you get to there.
I'm going to shoot her.
Go for it. She's very small, though. Record.
I could entangle her. I'm going to try and entangle her. Okay. Okay. That's a success, isn't it? Vines start coming out of the walls. It wasn't a raise, so it's going to be what, bound or entangled? Which one is it?
Just entangled.
And do I want to do anything else like yeah,
Technically, you declare all that before you roll.
I should have declared it. Yeah. Right, there you go. She's entangled.
Okay. Darla, you're up.
Trying to run away from me, you goddamn bat. Oh.
Will my bolts clear Kira, or do I need to pay something to make that a selective attack?
Bolt is a targeted attack, so unless you critically fail the casting, which even then you'll be okay because you're casting. You don't. Yeah, you can target. You don't have to be selective on bolt.
So I'll bolt Shadow Fiend 4.
Shadow Fiend 4 is targeted. Bolt away.
Okay.
That's a hit.
And then rolling for damage.
You shake it.
All right. And that will be me. Unless I can do anything else. I can't attack again, can I?
Only if you declare multi-action to begin with, and then you still would have just hit, but you didn't. You know what I mean?
Right. Noted for next time. End of turn.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's okay. Paley, you're up.
What to do?
Well, you can see all the stuff you came here to get, all like scattered around this room, all the mineral and everything. A large cache of pumpkin spice mineral. You can see it just sitting inside the coffin.
Ooh. Yeah, I just want to get this stuff and get out of here. So I'm going to go over and start stuffing my pockets full of whatever's the pumpkin spice.
Okie dokie.
These guys can handle this.
Yeah, it should be in your inventory now, the pumpkin spice mineral. I don't think it added, did it? Didn't work. Oh well. I'll just put it on the party sheet. You can take it.
Yeah, just put it on the party sheet.
There you go. Kira, you're up.
Yeah, so She's fleeing room, Katrina Starbuck. Hey, sugar, come back here, let me cream you. I'm telling you, running away is only going to cost her.
See, this getting this pumpkin spice is the money, and that's all the only part of this I'm interested in. Oh, hey, get some of that bread too, guys.
I think what we'll need to do is now. See the thing, 'cause if I calm down, am I raging again, or am I still raging from before?
Technically, no, you're not raging yet, are you?
Right. Okay. Now I'm raging. just in case it restarts the count, actually. So
to be honest, the Shadow Fiends, if you do play them properly, which I'm not doing today, are a right pain in the ass because they become corporeal and incorporeal at will, which means at will. That means they come corporeal attack and then become incorporeal, which means to technically attack them without magical weapons, you have to interrupt them when they're about to attack someone else. But I'm not doing that. I'm having them. They can become. It's an action to be a limited free action is how I'm playing them instead, because otherwise it gets a bit ridiculous. Okay, well that one's dead, incapacitated. They shouldn't be blood splats. They should be something that turned dark when they died, but not to worry. And you move to there. Okay, end the turn and we'll see what happens next. Darla got the Joker, which means everyone got bennies.
Awesomes. Right. I guess I'll try and bolt Shadow Fiend 2.
Go for it.
Oh. Okay, so it's definitely hit.
You certainly hit it. Hit with a raise, roll for damage.
Oh wow. Yeah. I think it's done. 4 wounds.
Yeah, I think that's very done. There we go. Splat. And don't forget, moving is a free action. And I actually I've just realised something. You dropped your backpack back in the river and never picked it up, but you can pick it up on the way back.
Fair enough.
Cool.
Move into the room within range of some of that pumpkin goodness.
Okie dokie. Katrina's go. Right, Katrina performs an action. She turns into a gaseous form and then disappears through a crack in the wall.
Okay, I think that maybe this is a...
Yeah, Pele tells the others, hey, they all both went off running off down the hallway, and then she's going to turn around here and check out the food.
I'm going to come here and see Kira. Say, Kira,
Okay.
she turned into a gas cloud and vanished. I think we
should
just take the loot and run.
I need to be refreshed. I'm going to drink some of the coffee I find.
Let's take the loot and get out of here.
Oh, no, she finished the coffee.
Well, now I'm going to munch down some bread.
No problem at all. So, you have the pumpkin spice. You have got what you came for. So, it is but a short journey back to the
warmth of the tavern.
Wait, on the way out, check and see if those mushrooms are edible. We can take some of them back.
I say we take them and get somebody else at the tavern to check whether they're edible and watch what happens. It could be entertainment. Brilliant.
Yeah, got to taste the spice in the food. Definitely. Well, I'm curious.
Right.
What does it taste like?
Let's go, Trog. Show us your dwarvish culinary skills.
Was it curry was pants?
On the way back to be roasted and salted, because those are really good roasted and salted.
And obviously, I grip my backpack on the way back, which is
indeed, obviously, yes. Obviously,
and I pull out as Trug comes over to the table, and I pull out the bag of all the.
Oh, let me give you. Yep, let me give you the description. 3 a.m., the wishing hour. You operate the chilled handle of the tavern door and force the door open as the hinges squeak loudly. A smouldering fire in the hearth dimly lights the unoccupied establishment. Troeg, I should say, or Trog, whoever, sleepily emerges from his private room behind the bar. His drowsiness quickly morphs into adrenaline-induced joy upon spying the orange minerals in your possession. Possession. I'll have your compensation promptly, he murmurs exuberantly, departing just as hastily as he emerged. You
And
wait
I'm
what
gonna
feels
take-
like an interminable amount of time. A violent thud causes you to startle, produced by the rushed opening of the tavern door. You really thought I'd let you live after stealing from me, says the woman you saw in the cave.
That.
Katrina barks. Animated corpses of the thralls from the cave enter the establishment via the windows as Katrina aggressively leaps forward to attack.
This is a dungeon alchemist table. A map.
Probably, I didn't make them. Well, I say she leads forward to attack. She actually decides to stay outside. But anyway, that's because I
Including
made the
autism.
adventure
She's a
so
vampire.
different.
She needs to be invited.
It's a public place.
Fair play.
Okie dokie, let's see what happens. We
Battle
get
stations.
the bad guys got the jokers.
How long
That's
did it
bad
take us to
news.
get back to down? Did we get any PowerPoints back?
An hour. £5. You get 5 PowerPoints back. That's because I'm nice.
Thanks very much.
Okay. This zombie smashes through the window and enters into the tavern. This zombie smashes through the window
I've
and
got
gets
this
into
thing.
the tavern.
I'm going to spend a penny. Hang on. Combat tracker would just stay on me for a second.
Dollars up.
Right. Thoughts.
Yeah.
A simple attack doesn't seem the way to go.
Pumpkin-headed zombies.
Yeah. Is there anything about the tavern I could use? I don't know, boiling pot of pulled pork or something like
Anything you
that.
like. Yes,
Boiling
exactly.
pulled pork.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
right.
actually, this time of night it's cold, but I mean, anything you can. It's cinematic. That's exactly how it should be. Anything you can come up with is perfectly acceptable.
Right, these two barrels off to the west, could those two potentially, with some form of effect from myself, damage Corpse 4 and Corpse 6?
Well,
that
that's
being said,
exactly what you call that sort of thing is exactly what you call a test, and you can use any of your skills. Technically speaking, unless you've got something like an edge could work the room, you're limited to one or t'other. But yes, so you can quite easily. Basically, I'll say, yeah, if you want to use the barrels, you come over towards the barrels like so. Let's turn off the fact that you should.
I don't want to get
happy
too
drip.
close. There may be
That's okay.
flammable liquid in there that I use.
Okay, so basically, what the way tests work, and I did see something interesting actually, and I did wonder it when I saw the question. It's like, why take the taunt skill when you can use any skill to test? And there is a slight difference. Is you can only use one of you can't repeat use a skill, but you can always repeat use the taunt skill. So that's apparently the difference. So basically, what you're going to do is thinking about what you want to do and looking at all of your skills on your character sheet, you decide which skill you want to use, and then by justifying it, make a roll, and it becomes an opposed roll against them. And you just sort of tell me what you're trying to achieve, and it can be any skill you like. We've had people use fighting skill in the past to sort of, to stand menacingly and sweep swords around to intimidate people and stuff like that. So it's anything you can feel you can justify. Off you go.
You say, taunt also forces an attack, in the sense that, if you're taunting somebody, they attack you, which means they might leave a more vulnerable member of the party alone.
Indeed.
Yeah,
anyway.
what I was thinking is trying to lure those two at the west to
Yeah.
attack those two barrels and potentially introduce some flame either from the candles on the wall or from my inventory by a flint and stone or something and hemp rope, creating a fuse, who knows, to try and get them to damage themselves via those explosive barrels, hoping that the alcohol inside is of high enough alcohol volume.
Well, it probably isn't, but it sounds like to me the perfect excuse there is to say if you use spellcasting to create some sort of minor illusionary effect, it could make them just confused and spend time distracted on the barrel rather than trying to break in or something. So I think. So do you want to go 4 or 6?
Fast
Because you can only do.
illusion.
So do you want to 4 or 6?
I don't understand between 4 or 6.
Sorry, 4 or do you want to go for animated corpse number 4 or animated corpse number 6?
Right. Let's go for 4. Yeah. And I'll
Number
cast
4.
illusion,
Okay.
yes.
No, don't cast illusion. You're just using your spell casting to do a minor trick or something to confuse them. So it doesn't cost you power points or anything like that. You're doing a test. You're using. You're just creating a minor magical trick that doesn't cost power points. So just make a spell casting roll.
Gotcha.
Are you happy with a 5?
Let's burn a Benny onto spellcasting. 10 is
6?
better.
It's a 6, but that's fine.
Right.
Oh, okay? Okay, so the first thing you do is you shake them, and then there's a table which I'm going to find. And what I do is a table should appear on your screen in a second, and they should have a button that says roll on that table, top left. Can you see it?
I see that. Yeah, got it.
Click on it. I mean, I said, sorry, not shaken. It should have been distracted or vulnerable, but then you also shake it. So, well, I got it wrong when I said earlier. So you get a choice. You've confused the zombie. It's very confused right now. So you've shaken it on the creative combat table, which means it's easier for someone else to hurt. But also you get to choose. Do you want it to be distracted or vulnerable? Distracted means it suffers penalties on all its dice rolls to the end of its next turn. Vulnerable means it's easier for other people to hurt it. It's your call which you want to do to it.
I guess I call to the party. If I make this thing vulnerable, are you folks going to chuck an attack its way?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah, you look at the initiative order and you kind of work it out from there who's going first.
Okay, so basically using your creative spell casting, yeah. So it's basically what you've done there is called a test. It's to cope with the fact that instead of having to try and write rules for everything, you literally probably what you did from what you said there is what's happened is you cast a minor bolt cantrip or something that pokes a hole in the barrel and the beer's just pouring out under pressure into its face and it's distracting.
I was going to spend a penny and make the beer into a whiskey.
And party for after. Let's go.
Okay, Broker, you're up.
Brokar is going to go on hold and wait for more people to come in.
Okay, Broker goes on hold. Right. Striding into the room comes in a very large humanoid. It appears to be made from sort of attaching multiple people together.
Lovely. Do I recognise any of the people?
No. It's what we're going to have. I think we're going to intimidate. It basically comes bounding into the room and attempts to intimidate Kira, and fails miserably as it bellows loudly at Kira. Katrina's just going to basically get very annoyed and come striding into the room. All she does is she comes striding into the room, and actually she's going to run. And she literally is going. She's going after the dwarf who's got her pumpkin spice. Jiminy, you're up.
Okay. Well, I've got evasion, so I can move away from this thing next to me if I want.
You can indeed. Technically, you can anyway because it spent the entire round climbing through the window.
Yeah, so I'm going to move there. Target her.
Yep.
And I'm going to entangle her again.
You don't need area of effect if you're entangling a single target.
Yeah. Deadly? I can't do that. Got a star next to it. What does star mean, deadly?
Star means you've got to have taken edge that allows you to do greater, greater
I haven't
power
got it then.
effect.
Okay.
It's a heroic edge, I believe.
Okay, I'm going to add the damage to it as well.
It's sometimes I think mages get it seasoned.
At the end of the day, what
There's
it really is
two.
it's basically the equivalent of high level spells, if that makes sense.
Okay. Now I'm going to dice. Do not let me down.
Using one of your high level spell slots to cast a low level spell, basically. You hit.
Oh. Okay, so that means that she is going to be entangled.
Entangled, not bound.
And she's got the damage as well. Okay.
Okay, you went for deadly. No.
And then I'll move there.
There's two, isn't there? Yeah. Okay, then you could, and then you move to there, clambering over the table, and then you end your turn because you get upset when I do it. And the zombie smashes through the glass and climbs through the window. I opened the window, didn't I? There,
Why don't they just come through the doors? Horrible zombies. Then we can just
straight through the window. There we go. One of them eventually might not break the glass, but I think they're all. This one's going to clamber in now and basically be standing on top of the telephone, piano.
He's on top of the telephone. Yep, I'm on the telephone. Just going to call me mum.
Talk about interesting word salad there.
That was an interesting Freudian slip, that was.
It was. Haley, you're up. That zombie hasn't attacked you. You can freely move away from it just this once.
I'm doing this first.
Okie dokie.
1, 2.
Brokar is on hold.
Yemeni, Pele, Brokar, Kira. I'm missing somebody. Darla. Okay.
Hello?
Cost a lot of power points, but hey, it's worth it.
Protection with a raise. That's the toughness version. Everyone
Thank you
gets
very much.
+2 toughness.
And then I'm gonna dive under the nearest table and go, "You guys got this."
Okay. Trug picks up a flagon off the bar and throws it at this zombie. Missing. Damn, that was nearly a good throw. You know what? I'm going to spend one of my bennies on that. It nearly hit. It hits. Does. He shakes the zombie as he throws a pint mug at it. Yeah, a tankard, I should say. Kira, you're up.
Kira.
Hey, somebody help Trog. He's got our money.
Throw your javelin at the stitched horror, unharming it. You did forget to rage. Well, you didn't forget to rage. It's a choice whether you rage or not, didn't it? Sorry.
Yeah, I did forget to rage. I'm going to rage at the end next round because I'm really mad. I missed my javelin. Failed to put. Oh,
Okay.
bother.
Animated corpse number 4 unshakes and attempts to break through the window, which it does, and steps into the room, but is still vulnerable.
Nope. Not anymore now. Its turn's over.
No. And steps into the room. And finally, the last one is going to. Yeah, basically, every window in the place is shattered as zombies pour into the room. And it's down to Brokar, who is on hold. I assume he's coming off hold, or you want to stay on hold for the new?
No. He is going to come off of hold. Just trying to see which way I can get the most.
That gets 4 of them.
Okay. I'll do that.
2, 3, 4 targeted for you.
Ugh. Definitely using a Benny.
Go for it.
I like those.
That's the way to do it.
Those faith dice are quite nice. I like that little faith burst around them. Roll that damage. Okay, that's 2 wounds on the first one, and it's incapacitated. And next one is shaken. And the next one, 2 wounds. It's incapacitated. And the last one. Not bad. 3 of the 4 zombies just burst into holy pillars of fire. Okay.
Unfortunately, the closest one to me is still up.
It's always the way, isn't it? Okay, Katrina is up. She is entangled. That could be a problem, couldn't it?
I love the evil jam laugh.
she looks
Away
at
from the fire, you witch.
she looks at Treyarch and smiles sweetly at him and says something none of you hear.
Not the barman. Not the barman.
He's got her paid. Don't hurt him.
And then do I get to do my damage on her now?
Not yet. She breaks free.
Did she? Oh, Trogue broke her free, did he?
No. As she just sort of, as a free action, she just glances at Trogue and whispers something to him, and then as her action for the round, she just breaks free. And then she moves round to the other side of the bar, where you could see her picking up. You could see her basically picking up some of the pumpkin stuff and pouring it into a mug.
Oh.
Jiminy, you're up.
Okay. So first off, let's help. Who's going to be fighting? Bokar, me, I'm. Darla, does Darla fight or does she use spells?
Bit of both. Darla can fight and Darla can use spells.
Right, so I'm
Both
targeting
No
everyone
finesse or
except for
class.
everyone except Kira. Right, okay.
Of smite.
Yeah. Exactly right. Right.
Rolling anytime soon.
Yeah. I've got to do the work out how many extra points there is. It's 4 extra points, isn't it?
3 extra points because you've only targeted 4 people. So it's the additional casting plus 3 extra points for 1 per additional target.
So it's 5 points.
And then however many power points for any other effects you're applying as well. It does look like a dungeon alchemist room, doesn't it? Now look at it. That'd be why the caves were square.
Yep, that'll do. And I've got a thing. If I don't get a good if I foul the roll, I get a free reroll. So but I'm not going to foul the roll. Whatever edge it is, some edge they've got. Smite, here goes. I'm just going to get a 32. Okay, I got a 6. Okay, still works.
I don't know what power you get. You get a free reroll to resist powers as an elf. You don't get a free reroll.
No. It's called Nature Sense or Nature Bond. Crew gets a free reroll any time you nearly die. But
that's nice.
If I fail, is it because I fail? Yeah,
you did fail.
I didn't fail, so it's just a +2 damage to everyone.
Well, just hit that smite button. There we go. As all your weapons start growing, basically glow slightly green as they're imbued.
I was going to do a multi-action and shoot her, but I forgot to click the button.
That's okay. Just end your turn. I get to play some. I get to smack you with zombies then.
You don't. The zombies are.
Oh no, they can't because they're zombies. They don't move very fast. So they might not actually reach you. This one does. I get to slam you. Missing. Broker's up.
Brokar is going to attack the animated corpse and then rush towards the leader.
Go for it. You hit. Okay, that's a wound upon the animated corpse.
All right.
And then you move forward. Animated corpse number 4 steps into the room and basically slams his fist into Darla. Missing. Animated corpse number 2 will make a notice check. And totally failed to see the halfling hiding under the floor and strides forwards to slam Kira the barbarian instead. Critically failing, not noticing that Paley was sticking out a foot as it went by, and it basically trips over her foot and falls prone upon the floor. Paley, you're up.
And Paley steps over to it and bashes it in the head with her club.
Go for it. You still hit it because it's prone.
Yeah. Stand over it looking menacing.
You stand over it looking menacing. Frog has a very strange glazed look on his face that you somehow think you've seen before. And he steps forwards to this bar table here. He picks up a tankard off the table, throws it at Kira. Missing. Darla, you're up.
Could I test some kind of athletics or agility or something to hop onto the table behind me and then attack corpse 4 with some kind of bonus?
Someone go and kill his
Failing
chow
that,
and
I'll
say
just
there's
whack
Benny's
it
must
with my
flow.
sword.
Why not? I shall give you a +1 descriptive combat bonus.
Awesome. Okay. What's the trick here? What am I doing?
So what you want to do is basically, if you there's a small square to the left of the one action. If you use the mouse wheel down there, you can put a +1 in there, and then make your fighting roll. Otherwise, don't worry about it. We'll do it manually, but just to explain how it works for manual modifiers. But you just you basically sort of jump up onto the table and then jump forward on the table, swinging your sword as you fly towards it. Right, make your attack roll. Jimmy Munker, not Jimmy Munker says.
What?
I'm going to do it anyway. Someone called not Jimmy Munker just put in Twitch, the Bennies must flow.
Yeah, I don't know who that could be. It ain't me. Yeah.
Okay, you
That person.
actually, you hit the animated corpse, and you got a raise. Roll for damage.
Ah,
Okay.
taken it.
And a +1 to crit. Yep, you kill it.
Brilliant. I'll end my turn with glee.
Kira the Barbarian.
Decisions. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multi-action. Which is super stupid, but never mind.
In Kevin's channel.
Move forward an inch.
I can't give out a Benny's. I'm playing.
Forward an inch. There we go.
So he's 2 inches away. And then for the first action, she throws a tanglefoot bag onto the stitched horror. And it is distracted for 5 rounds, and it must make an athletics roll or be entangled as well.
Wow, that's quite cool for 5 rounds. That's nice.
Yeah, I wouldn't put a distracted condition on it. I would actually put it on as a spell. Or you can, I suppose, you put 5 round duration.
Yeah, you put distracted. Yeah, so it's distracted and entangled for 5 rounds.
And then there's a second action. As a free action, right? I'm going to lose the plot.
And rage.
And at that point, I must wild attack. And then I throw. So my second real action is I throw my javelin. At Katrina. So the magical and the damage was poor.
You
Shaking her.
You shake Katrina. Okay, the stitched horror is next. Well, the stitched horror is going to step forward to here.
It can't, it's entangled.
Of course, it's entangled. Sorry, thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
Doesn't break free. I might spend a penny on that. No, wrong penny power. Let's try that again. I've got lots of pennies. Okay, it breaks free. But that's what it could do because it didn't do a multi-action. Katrina says, okay. Jiminy is up. Katrina doesn't want to go on that card. She's going to spend a penny and get the 2 of hearts. That's terrible. Jiminy, you're first.
Good. Gonna move on to the top of this table.
from your perspective, Katrina seems to have put the mug. She put the spot. She seems to have dropped some black beans in, and she seems to desperately now been trying to work out how to actually make the coffee. She's got slight shakes about her. Anyway, over to you.
All right. So is there a cup there next to her? Is there?
There is. If you look on the map, it's right there.
I'm going to shoot the cup.
Cool shot. Go for it.
What's it? Minus what?
It's good. Well, it's not small. It's a tankard because she likes her coffee large. So -2. Cool shot.
Okay. There you go. I'm going to shoot the bloody cup.
Coffee cup. Go for it.
Oh, you Martha.
Oh, that was a 10.
Yeah, that was a 10. But I'm going to do it again.
It's rhyming now.
Oh, I've got to do it again.
I'm going to give you a Benny for your that was a 10, but I'm rhyming again now. So. Oh, someone just turned up and said the Bennies must play. You're obviously paying people to turn up, aren't you? Thank you, Phil Gore.
Cheers, Phil Gore. I know what you're talking about.
You did. You definitely got him to turn up just to say that, didn't you?
That's a hit, isn't it?
That is a hit.
Yes.
Roll for damage. It's got hardness 4. Okay. You shatter her coffee cup. She screams in abject rage and anger, and looks upon you with murderous intent.
And then I'm going to just going to dodge over here to here.
Okie dokie. Dana, you're up.
Right.
Cheers,
attacking corpse 8 to the north. Am I in close range, or do I need to take a step?
You can reach from there, yeah, no problem at all.
Excellent. Rolling to hit.
That's a hit with a raise.
Whoop.
There we go.
I think I rolled the and rolling for damage.
That's the way to do it.
Yes.
Basically, you decide that you basically using your short sword, you decide to point out to the zombie that its head and its body should be in 2 different geographical locations.
Fantastic. And on that success, I will end my turn. Over to you guys. And I'm off back to tend the barbecue.
Okay, Trunk again basically just picks up another tankard off the table and throws it at
Himself.
Barbarian, but misses. Brokar, the cleric is up.
All right, Brokar is going to attempt to get close to her, so I'm going to run and try and cut off any means of escape she might have.
Okay. You run, bounce, jump onto a chair and onto the bar. And Katrina recovers from the shock of the fact that her coffee was broken. She just looks up at you, Brokar. I just want my coffee. But she goes, "But blood'll do," and lunges at you. And misses, and then goes, "I really want that. I need to get the elf." And she literally, in blind rage, just literally clambers over the bar and runs away from you. Okie dokie. Stitched Horror's next. As she runs, she goes, "Ignore that one. Kill the elf." The Stitched Horror changes direction and moves towards the elf.
You son of a leecher.
Oh,
Yeah, he's going to roll all ones on the damage, though. It's all right.
yeah, distracted is not going to work if it does that.
Action helps.
Oh, look at him trying to kill me. That so mean.
No, it's not that. It's you came between a vampire and her coffee. You don't understand.
Yeah. The Stitch Horror doesn't know that.
No, but it
You're
obeys
just
its
mean to
mistress.
me. You're mean, and I'm going to start crying.
Okay, well, it hits you very, very hard.
Yep, and I've
you've
got no
some
bennies.
if you
I've got no
You got no
bennies.
bennies.
No, so-
Oh, that's terrible.
So there's no
I feel
soaking.
really guilty about you having no bennies there. You know.
All right, excellent. Right, okay. Oh, you give me some bennies. Okay, I'm going to soak the wound in.
I don't know where that benny came from. It must have just been there.
I
It
want
was
my
hiding
benny
under
back, benny
under
back,
that
benny
arm
back.
mat, wasn't it?
Oop, hang on.
Okay.
Hey, Mr.
Oh,
Jack.
good.
That reduces
I'll
it
still
to
get the wound.
one wound. Yeah, excellent. Good.
Paley's up.
Paley's a little concerned because she sees the guy that promised him pay getting kind of weird. So she's going to multi-action. She's going to climb up on the table and multi-action here.
Okay, go for it.
And the first one is she's going to hit him with a dispel.
Ooh, nicely done.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna Benny it.
Okay.
Much better.
Okay, let's see if you do. You dispel the puppet on him.
And because I'm multi-actioning, I'm gonna yell at the vampire one, "Don't be messing with my paycheck!" And I'm gonna boulder.
Okay, that's a hit. Roll for damage.
Oh, for
Oh,
crying out loud. Oh, no. I'm going to Benny the damn damage because I don't roll ones on damage.
Go for it.
Oh,
Only fractionally better.
Only fractionally better. One really good dice, one not so good dice. Okay, Kira the Barbarian, you're up.
Kira the Barbarian. We'll have at the Stitched Horror.
Mm-hmm. That's a hit with a raise.
Fucking cardiac. It will crush each.
That's a wound upon the Stitched Horror.
And then I will run to there.
Okie dokie, you leap over the edge of the table and over the halfling and land over there. Okay, animated corpse number 7. We'll move this way towards the cleric. Only pace of 4, so he only gets to there. This one finally recovers from being brained in the first round of combat by the flagon and moves to there. Animated corpse number 5 will pick itself up off the floor. It's no longer prone. And bash Darla. Missing as Darla dodges the blow. Well, parries the blow. Okay, the bad. Oh dear, the Stitched Horror got the Joker. This could prove rather unpleasant, and recovers. This could prove very painful for the druid. No, isn't he lucky? Okay, animated corpse number 6 slams Darla, hitting. Ouch. I'm afraid it's a nasty uppercut, Darla. You take 2 wounds unless you soak it. Might be on the Barbie, mightn't he? I didn't hear him say he came back. I'll do a soak roll for him. There we go. 1 wound. Seems fair. Okay, next. Brokar, you're up.
All right. Finally going to get a shot at Katrina.
Okay.
No such luck.
Old attack would have got it.
I'll try and Benny it though.
I will point out I can never remember what it's called. You might not have it actually. You might not have the edge to turn undead. So I will take back. What's the
Oh,
edge
I think
called?
it's- Destroy undead.
Destroy undead. Yeah, he doesn't have it.
No.
Yeah, you've got to take it. I can't remember seasons or something like that.
No, I didn't create the characters. Don't forget these are official pre-gens. That's a hit. Oh my word, that looked more than than a 7. But anyway, you hit. That's all that matters. Oh.
Unharmed. Gonna use another Benny.
Okay, go for it. Must admit, I didn't create the pre-gens, but I must admit, if I'd known Brokar didn't have Destroy Undead, I would have made sure he had it for today. Oh well, I apologise. Okay, that's a wound upon Katrina.
Although what I do like is with clerics, I like them use, if they want to test using faith, I let them do it repeatedly. So you just stand there and pray dead like, oh.
Chimney, you're up.
Dollar? No.
Oh, sorry. No, sorry. I didn't know you were back.
Sorry. I should announce myself. I'll find the button to be on hold and unhold and whatnot. But I'm going to attack the animated corpse to the south. No funny malarkey, just a sword.
Okay. He did just deliver a frighteningly painful uppercut to you, which you managed to soak all but one of the wounds.
Ah, thank you very much, Soakings. Hit with raised right, running for damage. Flat. 2 wounds.
Yep. 2 wounds and down it goes.
Hey.
Splat.
And I'll
Okay.
end my turn at that.
Okay, Jiminy, you're up. Sorry.
Right, so because I've got wounded, running is I'm already at 1 pace less than normal anyway, aren't I? So
Yes.
I'm going to run across the room. Okay.
Okay. 7 to there. 3 to there. Okay.
Did he just run away from that Stitch Tower?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is wounded and shaken, isn't it? So it can't attack him.
Yes.
But it doesn't matter. I've got the evasion thing, so I can just.
Yes,
got-
he's got
yeah,
the
he's got
extraction
extraction.
anyway. He's
Yeah,
like,
that's the one.
he's
He's
like,
got
"Ah."
extraction, yeah.
He's like,
Are
nah,
you doing
nah,
anything
nah,
when you
I'm
get
off.
over there?
No, I'm going to shoot the witch again. I mean the hag or whatever she is.
A vampire.
The hag witch vampire.
She's got the name Von in her name. It's a dead giveaway.
Von Starbuck, the coffee addict. Yeah. And if I could figure out how to do the things on these arrows that makes them have like flaming or whatever it is, why haven't you added that in? Huh?
I don't do coding.
Arcane
Which is a
Archer. Well, it doesn't
problem,
matter. It's an effect in it. Arcane Archer. Arcane Archer. You can stick trappings on arrows.
Indeed, you can.
But not in Savage Worlds. Because we don't have damage types in Savage Worlds.
But
Okay,
what-
Broker
what-
will get a
What does the
Broker
trapping
will
do
get a
then?
free attack on Katrina.
Well, she's coming for me. She's just obsessed.
You
Nope.
did break her coffee cup.
That's why I ran, you see, because I can just run away from her when she tries coming in close again. Run away, little girl.
That's all she can do, actually. However,
I'll chalk hit her with
the
a,
dwarf
with a flag and a beer.
picks
Yeah,
up
lovely.
a flag and a beer, but it doesn't do any damage, but it does annoy her. Close. The zombies appear to be attacking the dwarf barkeep. But no effect. And that gets us to the barbarian. Kira the
If
barbarian.
Kira had himiny powers, she could just sweep the whole room.
Right, okay. Clear targets. Heavens to bets. Like, see, what I'm going to do is go there.
Mhm.
And then we're going to target the Starbuck and have it with a wild.
Okay.
Because it gets it adds a combat. It adds a gang of opponents for somebody else later on.
This is going to be a skewered vampire, I think. Hit with a
180.
Roll for damage. Oh,
Nice.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
okay.
So I'm going to finish with a double top.
She screams in rage and pain as the javelin pierces straight through her, narrowly missing her heart, but not incapacitating her. Very nearly, though.
Yeah, well, Paley's still kind of irritated that that woman is trying to interfere with her getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
And she was absolutely rude about sharing her food. And I paid the extra power points for the enhanced damage.
Okay, that's a hit with a raise.
Oh no, I'm spending an extra penny because I got a raise and I.
That's a wound. That incapacitates her.
Kira, you got the Joker.
She is incapacitated.
And turned into a ghost.
And the Kira gets the Joker.
Indeed.
How did you turn her into a
Unfortunately,
ghost?
Pardon?
How did you turn her into a ghost?
I found a different token and just changed the token.
Oh, I thought you had some special thing, you know. You'd made
No.
it into a... When she dies, she turns into a ghost instead of a blood splat.
No. She's incapacitated. She's incapacitated. Hence the fact it says incapacitated above her.
You
I
could do
just
that with
didn't
that
actually
extension
really-
that Akil wrote, the one that's got alternative blood splats. You could put in things like spirit,
Yeah,
ghoulie.
I've added it. Yes, I know, but I just need someone who'd be able to draw them. We added mud. I've added mud in. I've been thinking today I need to do one for undead, so they don't, when they die, they don't get bright red blood. So I'm going to add more defeated markers in.
Like a skeleton
I just
could be
need
a
someone
bag of
to-
bones, couldn't it? Yeah.
Yes, but I just need someone to draw them.
You
for
can't
me.
draw.
No,
Oh.
I can make themes because that doesn't require any artistic capabilities. Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know.
So I turn round and I stab the stitched horror with a spear.
You do indeed. And the stitched horror goes down. And in fact, actually thinking about it, what also happens is with the incapacitation of the vampire, so do the zombies. Jiminy, you are up.
But the zombies are all dead, aren't they?
They are.
We won.
You won.
No. We
And
don't have,
Haley's
we may
gonna
have to
jump
go back
off
to the.
table and wants to get paid and fed now.
Okay.
But will she go back to her coffin and return?
Well, she flies. Her gaseous form flies out of the inn and vanishes into the darkness.
Caffeine addicted vampire.
Okay, so unlock token movements. Trog is most thankful. He goes, "Friends, well done. Thank you for retrieving the pumpkin spice. Please accept this son of gold and this steel hammer family heirloom as promised compensation." I think, yeah. It's basically the steel hammer family heirloom. I think I could be wrong remembering Brokar's hindrances. I could be wrong. I am. I'm thinking of a different dwarven cleric who has the alcohol requirements. But basically, it's a ever full mug of ale. Basically, I will craft the first batch of moonshine promptly as soon as I get this place cleaned up. I hope to see you all in a fortnight's time for a well-deserved tasting of some seasonal moonshine before I selling it to the public. Congratulations, you have successfully survived and completed an adaptation of an adventure I found on GM's Guild called Pumpkin Spice. Not so nice. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed your shenanigans, one and all.
Thank you all
Yeah, I
very
just
much.
healed
It's been
myself.
a
Look at that.
great first game.
Well, do feel free to join us again, Winch. We play on every fourth Saturday or so.
Oh, I think there's a high probability of that.
And check, because we have a couple of campaigns going that Doswell runs. You might be able to squeeze into at some point.
Yep. I reckon there's a good probability of that as well, Doswell.
You've got some very good. I like your creative use of ideas and everything. So that's all very well. But anyway, I shall leave things up for people if I want to have a play around and stuff. But I need to go off and do my chores. I thank you one and all. For those of you that are playing Deadlands tomorrow, I shall see you tomorrow. Now, I should point out the clocks do change tomorrow. So I'll be back on UTC as opposed to UTC +1, which we are today. So tomorrow, I think if your clock, unless your clocks have changed lately, I don't know how that will work. But basically, from my perspective, the game will start an hour later, won't it? If it's going from UTC +1 to UTC.
I'll be on Discord and I'll just keep an eye out because that changes our time differential by an hour. And I can't remember whether it's an hour more or an hour less. So you're either going to be here at 8 tomorrow morning or 10 tomorrow morning, one or the other.
Yeah, I really don't know. There's very clever websites out there that will calculate it for you. But from tomorrow, the UK is back on Greenwich Mean Time or UTC. So if you're playing tomorrow, bear that in mind.
Yeah, when you get used to it, then America changes its time zone, and everybody loses track again.
Yeah, you guys forget what time it is. I forget what country I'm in.
Yeah.
It's completely foreign. Thanks, Doswell. Thanks all. This has been great.
Thank you,
our Congress
everybody.
Passed a
Thanks
lot,
for watching.
That was where we weren't.
That was very good. I enjoyed
DST.
that immensely. Yes.
We weren't going to be doing DST anymore, but then they deferred it until next year. So it's like, well, what the hell was the point of that?
Make up your minds there. I wish we could be shot of it. And when I say we, I mean England.
The whole planet needs to be shot of it. It's a stupid thing. Just like the royal family.
I think of the farmers.
There's a Native American.
I'll be back in a bit.
There's a Native American.
Cheers, guys.
Bye-bye.